Hello, everybody, and welcome to this Wisconsin Week 7 varsity football matchup between the Whitefish Bay Blue Dukes and the West Bend West Spartans. I'm Brett McNamara, and alongside me is Matt Peck. This stream is brought to you by Zaleski Sports on YouTube. Matt, what a nice night we have to play some football. Exciting matchup as well. Matt, going into this one, how are you feeling about this competitive matchup?
I'll just start with something first. I've never actually been to West Bend before, so this is the first for me starting off. But yeah, me and Elijah saw on the schedule a couple weeks ago. By the way, excited to have you here as a former West Bend East graduate. Yeah, we saw this on the schedule, and we saw North Shore Conference action. This is a good chance to see some good teams go at it. And West Bend West, like you said, has struggled the last couple of years, and looking for their first win against Whitefish Bay in the North Shore ever. So,
yeah, exactly. Thank you for having me, of course. I really wanted to broadcast this game, and you guys were more than welcome, so I really appreciate it. But, yeah, like you said, West Bend West has not beat Whitefish Bay in the North Shore quite yet. Hopefully they can do that tonight. We'll see. But it is Parents' Night, and we are going to get ready here soon as we await the national anthem.
Providing tonight's athletic training coverages. When you write some of Aurora Sports Health, we have the performance programs athletes choose Aurora Sports Health to get better. Aurora.org/sports. At this time, if able, please rise. Take off your hat, face the flag next to the scoreboard for the playing of our national anthem led by Corey Murphy and drum majors Nicole Hagelin and Riley Tan.
Let's
do it. All right.
Hello and welcome back. We had a pretty good performance here for the national anthem. So, Matt, going into this one, what team are you looking at defensively?
I would say West Bend West to start out because, like you mentioned before, they got a well-known defense. They've been playing really well with this year, and they actually got a chance to win this conference. As crazy as it sounds, like we talked about before the national anthem, they struggled the last couple of years within this conference. So you wouldn't be. I just say it wasn't as easy to, look at them as a team. But now, like they mentioned before, they're not used to all the media coverage here, and they're going to have 2 straight home games with a TV broadcast here. So
I know it's crazy. Yeah, when I came here and I was playing the last 4 years, West Bend West was usually bottom of the conference. They didn't win a game for, I believe, 5 years straight, and it was usually West Bend East towards that top. And now West Bend West the last 2 years have been winning a lot of games. They've just missed out on the playoffs last year. This year, if they win this one tonight, they will clinch the playoffs for the first time in, I want to say, about 6 years. Wow. So it's crazy. But yeah, going into this one, Whitefish Bay sitting at 3-3 overall, 2-2 in conference. They came after a loss to Slinger last week, 56-39. That was the final. They will play Nicolay next week, so that'll be a nice matchup for them as well. But yeah, a little bit of a down year for Whitefish Bay, so looking to turn around tonight. They still have playoff hopes alive. And then over on the West Bend side, they beat Nicolay last week 21-8, which that was their 5th win of the season. They come at 5-1, 3-1 in conference, and then they will play next week for their homecoming matchup against West Bend East.
Yeah, I'll just say this, though. We were talking about Whitefish Bay a couple years ago. To start the season, they were the #1 ranked team in Division II. It's amazing how things can change within a couple years. But, Whitefish Bay is still a really good football team over there. And like you said, West Bend's got a task on their hands, especially West Bend West, because they haven't beat Whitefish Bay since joining the North Shore, since they were in the other conference. It's the one with Beaver Dam, Oconomowoc, all those schools. I forget what it's called.
I can't think of it off the top of my head either. But, yeah, they have another conference change-up next year as well. So we'll see how that goes. And here we are, off away. Kicking it off was number 40, I believe, or Henry Whitman for Whitefish Bay. Return here by Garen Brickner around the outside and tackled around the 37-yard line. And that's where West Bend West is going to start their offense with Noah Reinhardt in that backfield and Colin Grass at quarterback. We'll see how West Bend West can start off tonight.
Yeah, I like to see him go at it early. I was looking them up a little bit. Like you were talking about that Slinger game. A lot of these schools, if you compete with Slinger in this conference, you're going to be good. Slinger was that defending state champion last year. Whitefish Bay took Slinger and made him score a lot of points on him. West Bend West team kept it 28-14 as well. So they're both capable of being good teams. So it's going to be interesting to see how these both fight tonight.
Yep, you're absolutely correct, Matt. Yeah, so we're going to start with 4 to the left, quad left, with Colin Grass in the backfield by himself. Here's the shotgun snap. It's going to be a screen pass to Ryan Rose. Ryan Rose across the 40-yard line. There's going to be a flag. I'm assuming it's going to be either a block in the back or holding on West Bend West as we will await the call.
Yeah, it looks like they're going back. It's always not good when you start off with a penalty because you got to start out 10 yards further back. And instead of 1st and 10, you got that good play. It's 1st and 20. So,
yeah, it definitely brings the momentum down. It is a block in the back. That's what it was called. But they had a lot of separation there and good first play there. Just obviously resulted in a flag. So we'll see what they can change up here.
I like the first play design. I think it was pretty good. It's something that Whitefish Bay is going to have to look for, the pass to the outsides early on. I think you're going to see a lot of that out of this West Bend West offense.
Exactly. They do throw it a lot, but they're not afraid to go to Noah Reinhardt. He's in his senior year, and he's been playing on this varsity roster for 3 years now as the starting running back, so he's looking to have another good start here tonight. As he gets the handoff here across the middle, and that goes nowhere. Gain of nothing, and it'll be a long 2nd and 15 for West Bend West.
Yeah, West Bend West, I think if you want to set the tone early with this Whitefish Bay, you got to score right away. We've only been doing this a couple minutes, but we've talked about several times already how they've not beat them since joining the North Shore Conference. But, it's one of those things to make a special season special. You got to do those special things. Like a couple weeks ago, we had Mukwonago on versus Oconomowoc. Oconomowoc never beat Mukwonago in the Classic A Conference, and it stayed that way. Even though he might have the better record, sometimes you just can't get over the hump and beat certain teams. But it'd be interesting to see if West Bend West can play some good football tonight.
Exactly. Grass with the throw here. It's going to be caught by Garen Brickner. It's going to be a big gain. I want to say around 13 yards. Brickner went in motion across Grass and went out for a little 5-yard out route. And a much-needed gain of 13 yards. Going to bring up a 3rd and 2 now. Or actually, it's going to be 3rd and 3. Well, around there.
Some of you are probably asking, is Elijah sick tonight? No, he's right on the production right next to us tonight. He's still with us.
Yes, Elijah doing our producing. Thank you, Elijah. We appreciate it, of course.
He's on play-by-play next week when we go to Slinger versus Homestead. That's official. Slinger versus Homestead next week.
Grass with the handoff to Noah Reinhardt once again. And back-to-back times on carries to Reinhardt. Oh, he might have got at the very end. It's going to be a favorite. But, it's going to be a close call here. We'll see. Helmet did go loose here. I believe it was one of the offensive linemen of West Bend West, so he's going to have to come out. Looks like that was James Banks losing his helmet, so he'll have to come out. So Ryan Rose and Taylor Reinhardt subbing back in, and it's going to be a first down for West Bend West. A very close call there to the handoff by Noah Reinhardt.
So my 2 players to watch on this Whitefish Bay defense are Jack Lodi and Caben Ziegler. Both have 2 sacks on the season. They both can get to the quarterback, and both Ziegler especially leads the defense with tackles.
Grass looking to pass, and there he is. As soon as you talk about that, it's actually Dawson Kowal.
Well, that gives him
the sack.
That gives him 2.5 on this season. He just had 1.5.
It's going to be Dawson Kolawali. Kolawole with the sack, and a big loss there for West Bend West. Can be 2nd and 22 now for the Spartans.
Yeah, not what you wanted, especially with the sack. That hurts you even more. Puts you back there. Now they got to get 22 yards in basically 2 plays because you're not going to go for it on this side of the field.
Exactly. So trips left now, one to the right. Reinhardt in the backfield for Grass. Going in motion is Ryan Rose. He's going to get the pitch here, but it's going to be a false start penalty on West Bend West.
You know, we talk about penalties like hurting teams. I use a professional example, the Green Bay Packers. They seem like they commit every penalty in the world every game, and that kind of puts you down early on. And like you have a good play and it hurts you, like that first play of the game. So West Bend West are going to have to do is become disciplined. You got to fix those penalties before they keep hurting you even more.
Absolutely correct, Matt. Yeah, they are 2 penalties now already into this first drive, and now pushes them back to 2nd and 27. So they're going to have to find something out of the deep bag of tricks to get them out of this hole. It's Colin Grass, the junior, looking to get this offense going. It's going to be trips left for West Bend. Reinhardt in the backfield. Grass looking to pass. He's got the bubble screen to Brickner, and he's hit right away. Big play by Jack Lowell.
Yeah, he was one of my players to watch on the defense. He came in and got that big hit that time. By the way, Grass with the pass. That's going to be quite the line tonight.
We're going to be saying that a lot, but hey, it's catchy. So
yeah, plus, I mean, it's rhymes, and it's actually how it works. So
exactly. So now 3rd and 28 for West Bend West. Colin Grass going to have to find something to do. So they're going to go trips right with Brickner, the lone wide receiver, at the bottom of your screen. It's going to be one running back in the backfield. Grass once again looking to pass. He's going deep to Brickner. Can he have him? He's got him, and it's dropped. A wide open Garen Brickner. And he couldn't pull that one in around the 35-yard line, and West Bend West is going to have to be forced to punt here on their opening drive.
You know, for the moment, I thought they had him. But, you know, just overthrew him a little bit. And, you know, maybe you'll get that deep threat later in the game. It's always good to kind of settle yourselves in. It's okay. But, you know, Whitefish Bay gets the stop they needed on defense after several penalties from the West Bend West offense. But they're getting the ball here now.
Yeah, you beat the one-on-one coverage. That was Garen Brickner. Grass had a perfect pass down around the 35-yard line, like I mentioned. He'll now punt it away for the Spartans. And a nice punt here around where he threw the ball. It's going to be returned here by Mace Miskell. Miskell around the outside now, trying to get chased down. Does a little hesitation and tackle out of bounds around the 27-yard line of West Bend. There is a flag on the play, assuming this one's going to be brought back to Whitefish Bay territory.
Yeah. Score updates early on from the area. Muskego early up 7-0 on Kettle Moraine. That's the only score update I really got that has points scored, which is no surprise there.
Yeah, good game over there. A lot more games on Zaleski Sports as well in the next.
Sweet 16, as Jason Zaleski quoted it earlier. Sweet 16, I mean 16 games on the network tonight.
Wow.
That's incredible.
That is a lot of games, and we love to broadcast here on Zaleski Sports, of course. So definitely go check those games out as well. So the flag's going to push them back to, I think they're going to move it all the way to the 34-yard line. That's where Whitefish Bay is going to start their offense with their starting quarterback, Chase Walter, the junior, 6'3", 185, looking to get the Whitefish Bay offense going with Lateef Love Jr. in the backfield, the running back. Walter's going to go under center here. Motion, wide receiver, handoff to Love Jr., and he will go nowhere with that big, heavy presence of West Bend West defensive line.
Yeah, good defensive start there from that West Bend West defensive line. Like you were talking about with me before the game, you said, you know, this is their story of their team this year is their defense.
Exactly. Sean McElroy and Colton Marcone, 2 leaders on that defensive squad for West Bend West, looking to get to the quarterback early and in the backfield, cause some disruption. So Walter's going to go out of the shotgun here on 2nd and 9. It's going to be a handoff to Love Jr. once again, and he's batted and pushed down around the 42-yard line. And it'll be about 3rd and 2 now for Whitefish Bay, looking to pick up that first down.
Also another score update. Kenosha Indian Trail up 7-0 early on Racine Horlick. It's quite a bit of ways from here, but I announce everything in the Milwaukee area.
Yeah, you guys definitely travel around, don't you? I would say around the Milwaukee area.
I'll just say this though, West Bend is pretty much the furthest north we go.
Okay.
And Slinger is a little bit southwest of here, so I guess. But West Bend is probably the furthest north, and then Port Washington on the other end, and then south is probably Lake Geneva, Kenosha, Wilmont, where we actually were in Lake Geneva this year as well.
Okay. Hand off to Love Jr. around the outside. He's going to pick up that first down for Whitefish Bay. 3 carries in a row. An early first down on 3 plays for the Blue Dukes.
Love Jr. again with 3. James Banks with the tackle.
Yeah, that's what we do around here as well. We also just throw in some score updates in between plays. We got a lot of teams that follow us around the area, a lot of teams that, are around the area. It's the biggest metro spot in the state. So
for sure, yes. Totally
we announce scores all the way from that Illinois-Wisconsin border to pretty much West Bend.
Yep, I would say, it's all the way up there. Hand off to Love Jr. 4 plays in a row now, trying to get around the outside, and he goes nowhere this time. Tackled by the linebacker, Bishop Stoltz. He got there early, and it's going to be a loss of 4 for the Blue Dukes.
Elijah's informed me Oak Creek up 6-0 on Racine Case. That's a surprise.
Nice matchup over, is it at Racine?
Yes.
At Racine, good matchup over there.
Racine, 3 high schools.
Really?
Case, Horlick, and Park. Kenosha, 3 high schools. Tremper, Indian Trail, and Bradford. Man, I almost forgot the name.
Wow. All right. In the shotgun is Chase Walter, 1 wide receiver to the left. First time throwing tonight for Walter, trying to look deep to the wide open wide receiver, Reggie Hart, and that goes out of bounds for an incomplete pass. Tried to get the senior wide receiver on a comeback route, and he couldn't hit him there. So 3rd and 14 now for Whitefish Bay.
Yeah, me and Elijah were talking about next week's game between Slinger and Homestead. That's going to be determining, but I found out that Homestead comes here the final week of the season. So that's going to be another determining game.
They do.
And next week is the big rivalry in West Bend, East against West, which, right now we know who's probably going to win that game. But
yeah, East usually was winning a lot the last 6 or 7 years, and then most recently now it's been West Bend West with the new head coach change for West Bend East, no longer Jeff Rondorf. Here's the snap to Walter. It's going to be a screen pass to Love Jr., and right there, reading that perfectly, it looks like that was Sean McElroy, the UW Eau Claire commit, making the play. It's going to be a 4th and 6, and out will come the punting squad for Whitefish Bay. So 2 good early starts defensively for both squad. What are we thinking, Matt?
Yeah, so here's the one thing I was going to bring up, and it's probably going to make Elijah gay because he's going to be like, "You're going to bring that up again?" I love my running quarterbacks. I love my screen passes. I love all that. I love seeing creativity. No, it's not screen passes. It's creativity. I love seeing creativity by teams and my running quarterback. So Elijah's probably like, "You say that every week."
Almost getting back there was Javon Hayes. He's going to get there, and that's going to bounce all the way into the end zone. It's going to be a touchback. Very close there.
And another score update we have while we wait is Makwana go up 3-0 on Arrowhead. Classic 8 has streaming rules, otherwise it was one of our considerations, but
didn't make the call?
we made the call earlier in the year.
Okay. That makes sense.
For a different game, and we're told no, so we're like, we're not going to try for that game.
It makes sense.
So some conferences have the paid streaming, so, it's a conference requirement, but some schools don't make that much money off of it. Some schools really rely on that revenue, so I get why they do it. But you know what? Kind of glad we're here because this is supposed to be a big one too. So
exactly. Very
to be here.
Exciting matchup for sure. Grass and the shotgun's going to hand off to Reinhardt. Reinhardt trying to bounce it around the outside. Blue Dukes are there. Tackled by Reggie Hart, the defensive back and wide receiver. And Grass needs to get this offense going. Last drive, they got 1 first down, but then a few penalties pushed them back, and they were forced to punt. Kind of what happened with the Blue Dukes as well. 1 first down and then forced to punt. So kind of the same here.
A couple more score update. Beaver Dam, not far from here up on Kewaskum, 7-0. And then Racine Case has just taken the lead 7-6 over Oak Creek. So those are 2 score updates.
1 wide receiver on each side. Grass rolling out to the right, looking for Brickner, and that's over his head. It's It's going to be an incomplete pass and force them to a 3rd and 7. West Bend West trying to get that passing game early. Has been working. They got one pass to Brickner earlier. It was a gain of 15 yards, and that was about it. But West Bend West, once again, if they win tonight, they clinch the playoffs for the first time in 6 years, I believe.
That's incredible. You know, some people sit out there and they say, oh, making the playoffs, that's nothing. To a school that hasn't made the playoffs in years, that's a huge accomplishment. You sit there and say, you get to play one more football game this year.
Exactly. When I was here, it was always a loss to West. As Grass looking to pass, he's got a force to roll out right. Nobody's there. He's going to throw it out of bounds. There's nobody in that zone.
Yeah, I would say I agree with the Whitefish Bay coaches next to me. That's got to be grounding. Because there was nobody in that area.
Exactly. It feels like it makes sense, but they're not going to call anything. And West Bend West for the second drive in a row. This time they go 3 and out. They're going to be forced to punt here. All the way back up where Grass is going to probably be punting. It's around the 8-yard line. So Whitefish Bay awaiting some good field positioning for their second drive here.
I got to hand to Whitefish Bay, and they're getting it done early on defense. They're forcing pressures, forcing coverage on defense. They're getting it done early on. It's exactly what they want to see. They're 3 and 3.
Exactly. Grass punts it away. Kind of a knuckleball right out to the out-of-bounds line. Around the 50-yard line is where Whitefish Bay is going to start it, officially at the 45.
So while we wait for the teams to come out, why don't you tell us how the school system works in West Bend? Because people think West and East, it's a different school.
Actually, the only difference between the two schools is their sports. So otherwise, classes are together.
Wow.
I had classes with West players. I had classes with East players. But yeah, it is separated by their birthday. So if you're born on an odd day, you're going to be West, and if you're born on an East day, you're going to be, on an even day, it's going to be East. So I was November 18th, so I'm East. But if I had an older sibling who had a different day than mine, then I would be what they are.
Oh.
So yeah, a little bit confusing, but I guess it makes sense once you kind of explain it. But yeah,
that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So Walter's going to go under center here. It's going to be a handoff to Love. Love breaks one tackle and gets around the outside, and that's going to be an early first down here for Whitefish Bay. Tackled by number 22, Benjamin Schrader. It's going to be a first down and 10 now from the 39-yard line of West Bend. Nice first play here for Whitefish Bay.
You know, one thing I never understood with going back to the point you just brought up, you know, they're not in two different schools. Why don't you just have the same sports teams? I mean,
then I think what would happen, especially in football, you'd move to D1. And both of the schools kind of don't want to do that, but they're starting to lead towards it. I've heard a lot of talk of them possibly doing it. Walter going on center once again out of that kind of like that wing T formation. As getting there quickly was, I believe, Sean McElroy on the carry by Love Jr.
Yeah, wing T. We saw that all last week. Yeah, we had Muskego Brookfield East last week. Muskego, all they do is run the wing T. But believe it or not, 2 of their touchdowns came via pass. I asked Coach if it was a record. It seemed like it.
Yeah, my junior year of high school, we played Monroe in the playoffs, and they were all wing T formation, and it was not a great game. It was raining, it was muddy, and it was not fun to play in at all.
Oh, I'm sure.
Handoff this time to Caden Kelly. He'll get a gain about 5. It's going to be now 3rd and 5 for Whitefish Bay.
Pre-Zaleski days, Elijah was going to be like, oh, man, that game. We were at Kellermoraine versus Muskego, 8-0, 8-0. It was pouring. It poured 3 inches probably the whole game. We didn't have the camera then because it was the radio days, but, you know, that was a sloppy game. The final score, I think, was 8-7.
Wow.
And you thought to yourself, this game would probably have 4,000 people at it had it not been raining.
Oh, yeah, exactly. No, yeah, you definitely see that across Wisconsin. High school sports, very well known in Wisconsin. Under center now is Walter. He's going to go back to Kelly once again. This time he breaks out. It looks like it's going to be a first down for Whitefish Bay. It'll be their second first down of the drive, and sure enough, they're going to move the chains here.
Yeah, good run that time from the Whitefish Bay offense. Able to move the chains here, you know, kind of put a little pressure on that good West defense and say, here, we're going to go up 7-0 on you.
Yeah, exactly. So Whitefish Bay is trying to run it down the middle at least against West Bend West, and they're doing a pretty good job so far here on their second drive. And you're trying to avoid, of course, Marcone and McElroy. McElroy trying to get everywhere on that field, along with Diego Gonzalez, the other inside linebacker.
Yeah, Love Jr. coming in this game, 586 rushing yards. After him, it's Caden Kelly. So, I mean, he's just the main running back for Whitefish Bay.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
with the rushing yards over 400 on the other guys.
But a pretty good backfield, yeah, for Whitefish Bay. So we'll see who gets more carries. Kelly once again, 3 plays in a row. This time breaking an ankle, and Kelly is gone. That's going to be an early touchdown for Whitefish Bay on the carry by Caden Kelly right up the gut. And is now 6-0 Blue Dukes.
Right as I said, Love Jr. is ahead of everyone else. Kelly gets the rushing touchdown.
Yeah, Kelly was the guy, and I've kind of noticed that, like a little bit of a former Packers kind of thing with Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams. They would kind of switch off drives. First drive, it was all Love Jr. This drive, it was all Kelly. And Kelly gets in the score to make it 6-0 Whitefish Bay.
We'll do a quick commercial after.
Is awaiting the kick now for the Blue Dukes. Is Julius Jarzma. Here's the kick, and it is up and good, and it's 7-0 Whitefish Bay. We're going to head to a quick commercial break here on Zaleski Sports.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fear, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's currently 7-0 Whitefish Bay on want to say around a 20-yard touchdown rush for the junior Caden Kelly, as Whitefish Bay is awaiting to kick it away to West Bend West. Garen Brickner back there, along with Colton Steinmetz.
Game time temperature is 74. It reached 87 today in West Bend in October. This is week 7 of the season.
It's a little bit cooler outside right now. In the booth, though, it's hot in here. There's no air conditioning, no fans. We're all kind of just...
He's laughing next to me.
We're all kind of just living in here.
They're talking about the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
As the kick is away now.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
For Jarzma. It's going to go to Brickner. Brickner trying to go in the middle. Breaking one tackle and tackled around the 36-yard line of West Bend West. And that's where the Spartans are going to start their third drive of the night. They look to get a little bit something going. They went 3 and out on that last drive. But first, we're going to flip sides of the field. We head to quarter number 2, 7-0 Whitefish Bay. Here on Zaleski Sports, we're going to take another commercial break.
More sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It's currently 7-0 Whitefish Bay Blue Dukes against the West Bend West Spartans. We flip sides here for quarter number 2. West Bend will start their third drive of the night at the 37-yard line in hopes of not going 3 and out back-to-back drives. Grass will start out of the shotgun with one wide receiver to his left.
Two more. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say Reinhardt in the backfield.
All right. Well, I'll talk about it after this play. It was just more score updates.
Handoff to Reinhardt, trying to go towards the middle once again, pushed by his offensive lineman. And a big push from number 88. That's Logan Spaeth, the sophomore tight end.
Yeah, Waterford up 7-0 on Union Grove. That's actually one of our games we were going to pick. And then Brookfield East up on Brookfield Central 7-0. That was also another game we were going to pick. The TV was at the Central East game, so we're going to get that game in rivalry for basketball probably.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of good basketball teams as well in the WIAA. As another handoff to Reinhardt here across the middle. That one only a gain of 2. It's going to be a third and a long, I want to say 3 for the Spartans here, and looking to avoid another 3 and out.
Yeah, if I'm going here, I would try the pass attack personally.
For sure, yeah. I think it worked. They tried to go to it on the very first play, a screen pass to, I believe, Garen Brickner. But then there was a flag due to the false start. So we'll see if they go to it here.
So, yeah, you got 3 yards to get. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to go up the middle with it, but I would try a pass. Maybe try to catch Whitefish Bay off guard.
Here's the handoff to Reinhardt. Once again, breaks one tackle, and that's going to be a first down for West Bend West. Thought he was going to be brought behind the line of scrimmage, but Reinhardt said not today and picks up the first down for West, and they really needed that one, Matt.
Oh, absolutely. It's one thing about moving the chains. You just got to move. No, it doesn't matter how fast you get down the field. You just got to move the chains and score at some point. Don't sit there and say, we got to get down the field in a minute and a half. No, just, there's 10 minutes left in this quarter. It's not worrying about getting down fast. You just move the chains slowly. Those are teams that are usually pretty good. You don't have to score 60 points to win. You just got to keep scoring touchdowns consistently. Exactly,
and it comes with a good defense, and West Bend West has that. Of course, they gave up that early touchdown to Kelly on the run. So we'll see if they can be a little bit more disciplined going forward. Here's the handoff. Excuse me, it's actually a pass, and it's overthrown. Tried to go to the screen to Brickner once again. That was from the pass by Grass.
Yeah, I just overthrew a little bit that time, a little high. I mean, he gets it to him. I'm not sure if he's got much yards because there was a guy right there waiting. But if he gets past that one guy, he might have had some good clearance to get past. But
yeah, there wasn't a lot of blocking out there. It would have had to been on Garen Brickner to make the play. He couldn't do it there, so we'll see what West Bend West can do here on 2nd and 10. They're trying to go to that pass game a little bit more, but I wouldn't be surprised if they stick to that run game with Reinhardt. In motion is Rose. They're going to go to Rose here on the jet sweep. Rose trying to break a couple tackles. He can't, and he's tackled around the, let's say, the 46-yard line. And that's where West Bend West will be 3rd and 6.
Is this true? I don't know a lot about West Bend, but wasn't West Bend a pretty big baseball community?
Yes, they were. West Bend West is usually, I guess both teams were pretty up there for baseball-wise. Usually it's been West Bend West, though, leading that WIAC, or excuse me, not WIAC, North Shore Conference. So I'm not too sure. I'm not really invested in baseball for high school. As here's a pass from Grass. This time it's caught by Rose. And that's going to be a first down for the Spartans. Staying in bounds is Ryan Rose on the gain of 8 on, or excuse me, I want to say around 10 yards for Ryan Rose on the pass from Colin Grass. So a good first down here for the Spartans, and they're moving the chains pretty consistently here on drive number 4.
Yeah, that's what you like to see out of West Bend West. Just move them slowly.
Exactly, yeah. And coming into this one, coaches knew they wanted to get something going offensively in order to beat this tough Blue Dukes squad. So far here in drive 4, it's working. Noah Reinhardt with the carry here. Once again, he gets gain about 3 on the handoff across the middle, and it'll be a 2nd and 7. So Grass, so far, no interceptions. Couple of completed passes. And West just trying to get him going, as we are already in the second quarter, under 9 minutes. Xander Collier, the lone wide receiver at the top. Grass in the shotgun, Reinhardt in the backfield. Reinhardt's going to get the ball here once again across the middle, and he's getting pushed, all the way to that 26-yard line, and that's going to be another first down for the Spartans. So a good drive here continues on the handoff to Noah Reinhardt.
Classic 8 action between Germantown and Pewaukee has Pewaukee up 7-0 early on Germantown. That Germantown team, we were going to have them on a couple times. It just seems like the last couple of weeks, they look like that dominant team that was going to win the Greater Metro. They lost to Brookfield Central last week, who only had one win coming into the game at home, too. So
yeah, Germantown has always been pretty consistent. I would say the last decade or so, they've been always up there in that conference. So looking to be up there once again. Another handoff to Reinhardt here across the middle. Reinhardt breaking a tackle and dropped down around the 18-yard line. It's going to be a second and short now for the Spartans. So we'll see if they go to that passing attack here on 2nd and 2. Do you think they will, Matt?
I think so. Sometimes you got to try trickery. And, 2nd and 2, typically people are going to expect you run right up the middle or outside. No. I think they should try the passing attack here.
Yeah, especially with that one-on-one coverage with Xander Collier at the top once again. They do run that formation here with Reinhardt, and sure enough, he's going to get the ball here right up the gut. That's going to be another first down for the Spartans, and their good drive here continues as you see Garen Brickner coming back in for West Bend West. So the Spartans now in the red zone. Almost 1st and goal. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. So they still got that first down in their back pocket. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. But in order to tie this game up, they do. If you missed it, it was a 20-yard handoff, rushing touchdown to Caden Kelly for Whitefish Bay. Here's the snap. Handoff to Reinhardt once again. And that time it goes nowhere. The defensive line of Whitefish Bay finally getting back there and causing some disruption. That's Colin Smith with a tackle, making a nice play. It's going to be a loss of 1 for the Spartans.
End of the first quarter, Mukwonago 3-0. Mukwonago over Arrowhead. End of the first quarter on Racine. Racine K7-6 over Oak Creek. That's about it. There was one on Shoreland. Martin Luther up 7-0 on Shoreland Lutheran over in Summers. So
yeah, definitely a competitive matchup over there as well. Lone wide receiver, bottom of your screen, Reinhardt in the backfield. Here's a snap. Grass looking for Collier. He's got him, and that's going to be short of the end zone, out at the 1-yard line, but it's going to be a first down for the Spartans. A nice pass there from Colin Grass to the open wide receiver, Xavier Collier, making a nice grab as well, using the hands to make that one. Tried to dive for the end zone, couldn't do it, but nonetheless, it will be a 1st and goal for the Spartans trying to punch this one in.
Yeah, let's use the tush push here.
How about the love shove? I remember that one.
Yeah, that's what I love.
And here's a direct snap to Reinhardt, and he's in there for the touchdown. Noah Reinhardt with the easy 1-yard touchdown run here for the Spartans, as Ryan Rose and Colin Rell looking to tie this one up here in the second quarter with 5:43 remaining. Colin Rell awaiting the extra point. Here's the snap to Rose. Kick is up, and it is good, and it's 7-7 here in West Bend. One rushing touchdown each for both of the squads. One coming from Kelly, one coming from Reinhardt. We're going to head to another commercial break here on Zaleski Sports.
At Ridgestop Exteriors, we're more than your average home improvement company. We're your neighbors, and for over 20 years, we've been trusted and proudly serving right here in your community. Customer service is our #1 goal. Call now for your free estimate.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Game so far. Hello everybody and welcome back. If you missed it, it was a 1-yard rushing touchdown on the Wildcat formation keeper by Noah Reinhardt to tie this one up 7 apiece, as West will now await to kick it away by number 15, Emmett Bratz, excuse me, the sophomore wide receiver and linebacker. Back to return, looks like it's Mace Miskell. and I want to say Colin Smith. Maybe an extra number on there. It's actually George Frater trying to get around the outside, and a nice leg tackle by Holden L., the sophomore wide receiver, making the play. And Whitefish Bay is going to start their 4th drive of the ball game at the 34. So, Matt, what do you want to see Whitefish Bay do differently here, or do you want to see them go to the same thing they've been doing, which is the run game?
I think they should go to the same thing as the run game because it's been working. They scored a touchdown in the last possession with it. I mean, once in a while you got to pass. Obviously, you can't sit there and they're not known to be true blue Muskego and just sit there and run the ball 100 times in a row. But
exactly. Here's the pass though to the wide open wide receiver, and a nice screen pass, but tackled quickly. That's Colton Marcone. First time we talk about him tonight, making the play. They tried to go to Mace Miskell, and Marcone making a big play and only a gain of 1 for Whitefish Bay.
Good defense by West Bend there at first. Everybody thought when he missed a tackle, he was going to break free, and then next guy came up and got him down. So 1 yard is about the best that you could have gotten out of that.
Exactly. One of the things that Colton Marcone does well is reading the play perfectly, and he did it there, reading that screen pass and not giving up. So nice job there by Marcone. Here's the handoff to Love Jr., and once again Colton Marcone is there, bringing him down. Gain of 4 on the carry by Love Jr., and it'll be a 3rd and about 5 yards for Whitefish Bay.
That kid is everywhere right now.
I know. Colton Marcone making a couple plays. Love Jr. getting the carry.
If you need him to work at the local Menards, he'll be there.
Yeah, I'm not sure where Colton works.
We haven't gone that in depth.
Yeah, usually
W7, the girls program, they go in depth like that. But
we do a pregame or talk through with the coaches, but usually we're not trying to track the players where they are. As only in the under center, in that 2 running back backfield with Kelly and Love Jr. Walter, here's a snap. He's going to go play action, though. Wide open wide receiver. That's Sam Jancic with the catch all the way. Push out of bounds at the 48-yard line, and a big first down for Whitefish Bay.
Beautiful play that time by Whitefish Bay. Able to roll out and find that guy open down the sideline. That's huge. Gets the first down marker, and they move themselves into Spartans territory.
Exactly. They made a great play call there. They caught everybody off guard, thinking it was going to be a run play on 3rd and 4. But Walter made a nice play, finding the open wide receiver. And now first down in Spartan territory for the Blue Dukes. Walter going under center once again. Kelly behind him directly. He's going to get the handoff here, breaking 1 tackle and brought down around the 40-yard line by Bishop Stoltz. So 3:25 remaining here in this first half, and it feels like it's going very fast so far, Matt.
Yes, and it seems like I know it's just a pattern too. And I'm not going to share the secret on the radio, I should say on TV, but if you don't want to do a lot of work or you don't want to work very long, go cover teams that run the ball a lot.
Yes, they are both teams running the ball consistently, whether it's Kelly, Love Jr., or over on the West Bend West side, Noah Reinhardt. It's been mostly runs here, and speak of the devil, here is Love Jr. with the carry. And it'll now be 3rd and 3, tackled by Sean McElroy, as we are 40 seconds away from the 2-minute mark.
Speaking of it, I have to bring it up, and Elijah's going to be like, oh no. Whitefish Bay is home to the current Chicago Cubs manager, Craig Counsell.
Oh, yes, you are correct.
Oh, yeah.
Craig Counsell, yes.
Tomorrow starts a unique one.
Yes, for sure. Handoff to Love Jr. And right away was Bishop Stoltz making a great play from the outside linebacker position. It'll now be 4th and 3 for the Spartans. But yeah, going back, Craig Counsell was actually one of my basketball games for West Bend East a couple years ago. So it was cool to see him there. I didn't talk to him, but it was cool to see him. But yes, the Brewers versus the Cubs tomorrow at 1 p.m., I want to say.
So you met him before?
I didn't meet him, but he was in the stands. And
I was going to say, so you're not going to go work for the Cubs too, right?
No. Maybe. Wherever broadcasting career takes me. If it's Chicago right away, I'll take it. Hand off to Love Jr. trying to pick up the 4th down. It's actually Kelly, and it was a big gain. Tackled by Stoltz again. So 4th and 3. They pick it up on the handoff to Kelly, who scored the touchdown earlier. Now 1:30 left here in this first half.
Yeah. Yeah, Whitefish Bay, they only got about mid-20 here, so you're going to want to come away with some points here.
Under center once again, Walter, we're looking to pass. Or actually, it was a run, excuse me. Latif Loft Jr. getting the carry once again. It'll be a gain of 5.
A couple more score updates. McWanago 9-0 on Arrowhead in the second quarter. Case still 7-6 on Oak Creek. Nina 7-0 over Kimberly. And Muskego 22-0 over Kettle Moraine. We're going to take a quick break.
As we're going to take a quick break here on Zaleski Sports. We'll be back after this.
Hey, Fleet Farm fans, you asked, we listened. You wanted lower prices? You got them. In-store, online. We drop prices everywhere. Lower prices on summer favorites like Liquid Pool Shock, Griller's Gold Barbecue Pellets, and Airhead Towables. Lower prices on big-name pet care like Purina Tidy Cats. Lower prices on Valvoline motor oils. All because you said so. Look for the bright green price drop signs to find new lower prices on everything you need for everyday life. Only at Fleet Farm.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It's currently 7-7 with 1:14 remaining here in the second quarter. Whitefish Bay currently with the ball at the 29-yard line, or excuse me, the 24-yard line of West Bend West, looking to put some more points on the board before the half runs out. It's been mostly all runs, one pass from Chase Walter. As Whitefish Bay once again looking to put some more points on the board before halftime. Kelly in the backfield with Love Jr. Wohler under center. Here's the snap. Handoff to Kelly. And right there, right away, was Colton Marcone making the play. And it's now 3rd and 3. Only a gain of 1 there for Whitefish Bay.
Yeah, huge stop there by the West Bend West defense. And, the clock's running another minute here, so Whitefish Bay is going to have to start looking in that territory. They're going to have to hurry up a little bit here.
They do have timeouts remaining.
See, the thing is, I can't tell how many.
I think, was it West that called the previous timeout?
That's the thing we haven't been able to figure out.
Handoff to Kelly once again. And I believe it was Sean McElroy on the initial hit. But it is a first down for Whitefish Bay, so now they are in the red zone.
And the clock stops, which is huge for them, but it restarts right away after they set the ball. Oh, sorry.
Yep, so 38 seconds remaining. Wohler under center. Lone wide receiver to the left is Reggie Hart. Here's the snap. It's going to be an end around. Not sure who has it, but a good blocking here. And he's tackled. Only a gain of
didn't get out of bounds.
7, and the clock will run 20 seconds.
They just called
and a timeout called by the Whitefish Bay head coach, Jake Walter.
Interesting, because he was so close to getting out of bounds. Like, maybe he needed to take one more step, and they didn't even have to even use a timeout there if he gets out of bounds. But
exactly. I believe on the carry, it was Sam Jancic. So it'll be 2nd and 3 for Whitefish Bay. And what do you think West Bend West is talking over here in their kind of timeout huddle?
West Bend West is definitely talking about how to keep Whitefish Bay out of the end zone. 14-7 is much more of a deficit than 10-7.
And I also believe Whitefish Bay, did they get the ball to start the second half?
I believe, yeah.
They do. So a score and then getting the ball back could really benefit Whitefish Bay to winning this one. And on the other side, West Bend West, of course, trying to force Whitefish Bay to a field goal, or at least a field goal attempt. You can never consider anything counted, especially in high school.
I never thought in October I would have to pray for the wind to come through because it's so hot out. It's not so hot out, but it's like.
Well, it's humid in here.
Yeah, humid. There you go. That's the right word. I couldn't think of it.
So out will come the Blue Dukes here on 2nd and 3 from West Bend West 13-yard line. As they look, of course, to try and get to that end zone. If not, field goal in their back pocket with 20 seconds remaining. And a player we've talked about on this drive a lot for West Bend West was Colton Marcone. He's made a lot of a lot of plays actually. Really caused Whitefish Bay to adjust.
You know, you were talking about, you know, West Bend West. They win one more game, they can get in the playoffs. But here's the thing. They keep winning, they can get themselves a home game and play on this home turf.
Exactly, and that could really help West Bend West in trying to move up very far in the playoffs. Here's a snap to Waller. Waller rolling out to his right. He's got the wide open wide receiver. And he is into the end zone. It's going to be close and a touchdown.
That's huge. Whitefish Bay draws up a beautiful play, and, you know, to get in there with 13 seconds left is huge for that Whitefish Bay offense. What a pass that time.
Yes, a good catch there. And nice throw there from Chase Walter making the play. It's now 13-7. Blue Dukes with 13 seconds remaining. And like we mentioned before, they do get the ball to start the second half, so that's very beneficial to starting this one.
Absolutely huge.
Kick is up, almost blocked, and it is good. 14-7 here in West Bend. Whitefish Bay currently holds the lead. As they wait to kick it away, we're going to go to another commercial break here on Zaleski Sports.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Currently 14-7 Blue Dukes here in the first half. 13 seconds remaining in this second quarter. West Bend West returned it in the first half, so they will now kick it away in the second half. But like I said, 13 seconds remaining, so we'll see if West Bend can do anything. Touchdown grab by the wide receiver, Tosin Kolawale. So here's the kick, high in the air. He's going to take some time off. Brickner trying to get around the outside on the right. He's got good blocking. He can cut back inside and make a play. Brickner up to the 48-yard line with 3 seconds remaining, so they just got to take one shot to the end zone. I don't know if Grass can get the ball there, but they're going to at least try.
As crazy as it sounds, they need to take a shot here.
They
take
do.
A shot to the end zone. I mean, even if it doesn't get there, have enough guys down there, so if God forbid it's intercepted, you got somebody to take them down and not run it all the way back. So
exactly. So yes, one play is all they're going to have here from the 48-yard line of Whitefish Bay. Timeout called though by West Bend West to talk over what they're going to do, whether it's going to be some laterals or a deep shot to the end zone. But we're going to take, let's say, a 30-second break here, and we'll be back after this.
Looking for a place where everyone feels at home? Welcome to Point Brewery, your family-friendly tap room with something for everyone. From a wide variety of local brews to classic Point sodas for the kids, we've got the perfect pour for everyone. Craving a bite? We've got hot, cheesy Portesi pizzas ready when you are. Whether you're hanging out inside or soaking up the sun in our outdoor beer garden, there's space to unwind. Planning a celebration? Reserve our private event room and make it a gathering to remember. Point Brewery, good times, great taste, all on tap.
Hello and welcome back. 3 seconds remaining here in this first half. West Bend West currently down 7-14. The Blue Dukes a rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown. And on the other side, West Bend West one rushing touchdown to Noah Reinhardt. But we'll see what they do here at the 48-yard line of the Blue Dukes. I'm assuming it's just going to be a deep shot, but this front line of the Blue Dukes can get to the quarterback quickly. So we'll see if that affects what West Bend West does here in this final play of the first half. It's going to be two wide receivers to the left, one to the right. Grass and Reinhardt in the backfield. And a timeout's going to be called by the Blue Dukes as they use their final timeout of this first half.
Timeout frenzy, that's what I call you. One team takes a timeout, the next team takes a timeout.
And you usually see that around field goals.
Yeah.
But here, I mean, with 3 seconds remaining, it makes sense that you're going to call timeout and try and adjust and trying to throw each team off. So going into the second half, what does each team need to do, Matt?
West Bend West, you know, this is not a high-scoring game, so I can't say they got to fix themselves on defense because they've been doing a pretty good job. There was, you know, Whitefish Bay made a really good pass on the last, get a touchdown, but what I'm concerned about West Bend West is the offense. So kind of put together yourself some confidence plays here. Obviously, you got 3 seconds left. You're not going to do much here other than maybe take a shot unless they're going to do some lateral stuff. I don't know. But I'd like to see some trickery. Like I talked about earlier, I'm a running quarterbacks and trickery type of guy. So if I see some trickery here, I'm going to get excited, baby. I'm going to be like, here we go.
Well, so, yeah, I love watching screenplays, too. I think that, especially on 3rd and longs, they can pick up first down. So it's not like just a throwaway play like most 3rd and longs. But
reminds me, the Bears played the Packers last year. Caleb Williams was throwing screenplays like crazy. I couldn't stand him. I can't stand the Bears, but that was fun to watch. To just see those different kind of screenplays. And, you know.
I agree, yeah, for sure. So 3 seconds remaining, 48-yard line. And we'll see what West Bend West decides to do here, whether they're going to just try and do maybe a hook and ladder. I don't even know. I'm just throwing everything out there at this point. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Here's the snap to Grass. Grass is just going to go deep. It's going to be a deep shot to Ryan Rose, and that's going to be almost intercepted by George Frater to end this first half. 14-7. Whitefish Bay currently leads this one as we're going to head to a commercial break here on Zaleski Sports. We'll be back after this.
Benefit Realty, where you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
Hey, Fleet Farm fans, you asked, we listened. You wanted lower prices? You got them. In-store, online. We drop prices everywhere. Lower prices on summer favorites like Liquid Pool Shock, Griller's Gold Barbecue Pellets, and Airhead Towables. Lower prices on big-name pet care like Purina Tidy Cats. Lower prices on Valvoline motor oils. All because you said so. Look for the bright green price drop signs to find new lower prices on everything you need for everyday life. Only at Fleet Farm.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Hi, I'm Josh Marks, owner of Infinity Exteriors. 9 out of 10 brand new roofs can't pass a simple manufacturer warranty inspection, meaning 9 out of 10 brand new roofs have no warranty. Infinity operates on principles instilled in my Marine Corps service: honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
We're back with better halves. Jane is looking for a better health plan. Jane?
I need someone who'll make time for me. So, how would you two get to know me?
You want time? I'll keep you on hold all night long.
He sounds gross.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I won't treat you like a number. I've got award-winning service and coverage made just for you.
Now that's better. Next up, networks.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Hey, they're talking to you.
We're back now, buddy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It's currently 14-7. Whitefish Bay Blue Dukes against the West Bend West Spartans. I'm Brett McNamara. Alongside me is Matt Peck. And we're just going to kind of go over what happened. It was a 20-yard touchdown rush by Caden Kelly for Whitefish Bay to get the scoring started. And finally, West Bend West got into the end zone themselves on a carry by Noah Reinhardt to even this one up 7-7. And then the very next drive, it's been a lot of running. So the clock's been running a lot. So that caused Whitefish Bay to only have one drive left in them. And they get into the end zone on a 20-yard touchdown catch, to Tosin Kolawale, making the play to get the lead 14-7. So West Bend West will kick it off to start the second half with Whitefish Bay receiving. And we will see if anything changes here. I'm sure it's just going to be a run game once again. And I wouldn't be surprised if either team changes it with the way the defenses have been playing. So we're going to head back to a commercial break. We'll be back before halftime ends here on Zaleski Sports.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fir, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Hey! You're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
At Ridgestop Exteriors, we're more than your average home improvement company. We're your neighbors, and for over 20 years, we've been trusted and proudly serving right here in your community. Customer service is our #1 goal. Call now for your free estimate.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Hey, Fleet Farm fans, you asked, we listened. You wanted lower prices? You got them. In-store, online. We drop prices everywhere. Lower prices on summer favorites like Liquid Pool Shock, Griller's Gold Barbecue Pellets, and Airhead Towables. Lower prices on big name pet care like Purina Tidy Cats. Lower prices on Valvoline motor oils. All because you said so. Look for the bright green price drop signs to find new lower prices on everything you need for everyday life. Only at Fleet Farm.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Looking for a place where everyone feels at home? Welcome to Point Brewery, your family-friendly tap room with something for everyone. From a wide variety of local brews to classic point sodas for the kids, we've got the perfect pour for everyone. Craving a bite? We've got hot, cheesy Portesi pizzas ready when you are. Whether you're hanging out inside or soaking up the sun in our outdoor beer garden, there's space to unwind. Planning a celebration? Reserve our private event room and make it a gathering to remember. Point Brewery, good times, great taste, all on tap.
Benefit Realty, where you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
You're good. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Once again, currently 14-7 here in West Bend, Wisconsin Whitefish Bay versus West Bend West. Yeah, it's been a pretty good matchup so far. Just running the ball, both teams have been doing it very well. I mean, it is 14-7, but it feels like this game has just gone by really quickly. I mean, it's only been the first half, but it felt like that first half just went insanely fast. But yeah, lots of runs to Caden Kelly, a lot of runs to Latilove Jr., and then over on the west side, a lot of carries to Noah Reinhardt. Colin Grass did throw it quite a bit so far in that first half. A lot of completions to Garen Brickner. There's a couple completions to Ryan Rose as well. And then defensively for West Bend West, Colton Marcohen's been everywhere for the Spartans, whether it was making that big play on that screen pass or just getting to the ball very early. So going forward for West Bend West, you can't really change anything defensively because at the end of the day, it's only 14 points scored and they only had 2 scoring drives. Like if you really think about it, down to the real close details, the time of possession's got to be crazy for Whitefish Bay. Then over on the Blue Duke side, offensively, you're not changing anything either. You're doing exactly what you've done, and that's go to Latilove Jr., that's go to Kelly, and whatever's been working for them, just keep on going with that. Offensively for West Bend West, though, I'm going to change a little bit thing. I'm going to go less to the running game. I'm going to go more to the passing game. I'm thinking that if you go to the passing game, try to get to the end, or not the end zone, but just try and get those big plays and cause Noah Reinhardt to make it easier for him to get into that end zone. Then they have a better chance at winning this ball game, I believe. So, yeah, 14-7 here in West Bend. Once again, I'm Brett McNamara, and we will be back shortly.
Hey, Fleet Farm fans, you asked, we listened. You wanted lower prices? You got them. In-store, online. We drop prices everywhere. Lower prices on summer favorites like Liquid Pool Shock, Griller's Gold Barbecue Pellets, and Airhead Towables. Lower prices on big name pet care like Purina Tidy Cats. Lower prices on Valvoline motor oils. All because you said so. Look for the bright green price drop signs to find new lower prices on everything you need for everyday life. Only at Fleet Farm.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Hi, I'm Josh Sparks, owner of Infinity Exteriors. 9 out of 10 brand new roofs can't pass a simple manufacturer warranty inspection, meaning 9 out of 10 brand new roofs have no warranty. Infinity operates on principles instilled in my Marine Corps service: honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
We're back with better halves. Jane is looking for a better health plan. Jane?
I need someone who'll make time for me. So, how would you two get to know me?
You want time? I'll keep you on hold all night long.
He sounds gross.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I won't treat you like a number. I've got award-winning service and coverage made just for you.
Now that's better. Next up, networks.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fir, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
I'm itching so much.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We're about 1 minute away here from starting the second half. Once again, I'm Brett McNamara. Alongside me is Matt Peck. And like I mentioned, West Bend West down by 7 right now. 14-7 is your score. Whitefish Bay, 1 passing touchdown, 1 rushing touchdown. And then for West Bend West, that 1 rushing touchdown coming from Noah Reinhardt. Defensively, Colton Marcone's been the leader, along with Sean McElroy. Those are the 2 dogs for the Spartans, trying to lead the way and try to get the Spartans back to at least time this one. And then on the other side, Whitefish Bay offensively has been running it and running it and running it. It's been working very effectively, only 2 punts. But the 2 drives that they scored, time of possession's been absolutely elite. I would say around that 8-minute mark is where you're sitting for those possessions. So, Matt, what are you thinking coming into the second half? What does each team need to do in order to win this football game?
West Bend West, they got to come more consistent on offense. You know, finish those drives up. Whitefish Bay, I like what I've seen on offense out of them tonight. I think they're doing a pretty good job on the Blue Duke side of the field, but yeah, West Bend West just got to stay consistent become consistent on offense, because they do that, they can get a stop here on Whitefish Bay on defense to come down and score. We got a whole different ball game. There we go.
It's all good. Yeah, I agree. The Blue Dukes have been playing great so far offensively and defensively. I mean, both teams defensively have been absolutely outstanding, even though both teams are just running it and running and running it. So we'll see what happens here in the second half. Kicking it away for the Spartans, it's going to be number 15, Emmett Bratz. And back to return is number 17 for Whitefish Bay. That is George Frater. Returning it and tackled by a late flag.
Late flag could be unsportsmanlike, maybe. Sometimes you see that out of late flags.
Yeah, it was Cole Lemke. Looks like he got brought down. I'm not too sure, but it looks like they're going to be going back on an unnecessary roughness call by the Blue Dukes. So not a good start here to the second half. And similar to what happened in that first half with West Bend, they picked up an early block in the back call, which pushed their first drive back an extra 5 yards. Yes, they picked up that first down, but it still affected them.
So yeah, now they're going to start all the way back at what looks like about the 15.
Yes, the 15-yard line, 14-yard line for the Blue Dukes. It will still be 1st and 10 though, and I wouldn't be surprised if they stick to that running game with Latif Love Jr. in the backfield. One wide receiver on each side, and Walters under center. Here's the snap. Sure enough, it's a handoff to Love Jr. right up the middle, and the safety's got to be the one to make the tackle. And an early first down here on the 11-yard rush by Latif Love Jr.
Beautiful piece of artwork to start the half. That's what I was just saying.
Yeah, I agree. It had to be the safety for the Spartans. Trying to see who the number was. I would believe, I'm not too sure. It's actually number 22, Benjamin Schrader, making the play as the lone safety for the Spartans. They play a lot of man-to-man and rely on their safety to pick the right decision. So Walter under center once again. Latif Love Jr. in the backfield. He'll get the ball and finding the hole perfectly so far here in the second half. Tackled by Marcone. And a big gain of 6 for the Blue Dukes. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Yeah, so getting to second down. Obviously, they start off the drive right away with a first down. I think West Bend West, points are going to be crucial now as we're in the second half. So even allowing 3 could be tough. I think what your main goal here is to try to force a punt like on every possession, but significantly going down 10 here could be huge. Unless if I seen like a really big consistent offense out of West Bend West so far today, I'd say they wouldn't be in trouble, but going down 17-7 could be huge.
Exactly, and Diego Gonzalez and Sean McElroy, those 2 inside linebackers for the Spartans, need to get to the ball carrier quickly. Sure enough, Latif Love Jr. gets the ball once again. That's going to be another first down. So back-to-back first downs here for Whitefish Bay, and they're moving the ball pretty good so far.
Yeah, I like the run game that Whitefish Bay is using. They used it a lot in the first half, and I even said to you, sooner or later they're going to have to pass. They did. It worked. They had a passing touchdown in the first half, right with about 23 seconds left.
And I want to say Chase Walter has thrown the ball, I want to say 3 or 4 times. So around there is where we're going to see Walter throwing here in the second half. I wouldn't be surprised if he throws any more unless it gets crucial. By another handoff to Love Jr. around the outside, trying to break a tackle. He does. He breaks 2, actually. 1 by Schrader and 1 by Ryan Rose. And it's going to be another first down carry for the Blue Dukes. So 3 first down rushes for the Blue Dukes. And there's going to be an injury timeout. It looks to be that safety, Benjamin Schrader, as we're going to head to a commercial break here on Zaleski Sports. We'll be back after this.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eclair.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life. And that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Hello and welcome back. Benjamin Schrader coming out of this ball game due to a hand injury. So subbing in for him is going to be Colton Steinmetz. Looks like Schrader's okay though, so I'm assuming we will see him soon heading back into this ball game, but he's going to be checked out by the athletic trainer first. So under center once again is going to be Walter for the Blue Dukes. It's going to be a handoff to Love Jr. once again. And this time the Spartans defense finally gets to the ball carrier early on the tackle by number 77, Caden Ostruck. So 2nd and 8 now for the Blue Dukes. Matt, it's got to start now for West Bend West if they want a chance to win this ball game, because right now the Blue Dukes are just running all over them.
Yes, it's got to start now. You know, people don't realize this, but running the ball runs the clock significantly. We've done a couple games of wing T offenses, and a lot of times we're out in 2 hours because that team sits there and they just run the ball the whole game. It's kind of what Whitefish Bay is doing here as well. So
exactly, and another handoff to Love Jr., this time only a gain of 2. And now a very crucial, actually they're going to give him an extra yard. So 3rd and 4 now for the Blue Dukes on the carry to Love Jr.
I always thought of something. This is fun, not related to this game, but imagine 2 wing T teams played against each other. You'd probably be out of there about an hour and 45 minutes.
That's what I'm thinking, or even an hour 30. And if you're at that point, like just throwing some rain in and just every single possible thing you can think of.
Throwing 30-minute halftime shows.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I've had some short games in my career. I've had some long games in my career, but yeah, this is going very, very quickly so far. So 8 minutes to go. You can hear the fans stomping on the seats. Here's the pass from Walter. He's looking deep, trying to go way over and almost intercepted over the hands of the new safety, Colton Steinmetz, on the injury to Schrader. And now it's 4th and 5. And the Blue Dukes had a pretty good drive, but now stalled due to the incomplete pass.
Yeah, huge stop for the Spartans defense. And now they got a chance to get the ball back here and make a little things interesting here. You know, that was almost intercepted. Should have been intercepted, actually, but he only got one hand on it. So.
And if you look at it, if he intercepts that ball, he probably is going to get tackled where this punt's going to go.
Yeah.
So you kind of pick and choose at this point. I know it was kind of over the head of Steinmetz, but we will see now what happens. 8 minutes remaining here. Spartans down by 7. Here's the punt, and sure enough, that's going to go right to the return man. That's Steinmetz. Spinning and breaking a tackle. Nice job there from Colton Steinmetz, who almost got the interception. Sure enough, I'm going to say it's exactly where that interception would have been.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there's times in football where you should purposely drop the interception. Obviously, if somebody's throwing it from the other side of the field, you're purposely dropping that ball on 4th down.
Exactly.
Well, that's 3rd down, so it didn't matter if you dropped the interception.
Well, yeah, no, it makes sense because, yeah, if you intercept that ball on a 4th down, then you're starting exactly where that is compared to where it was thrown from. So good job there from Colton Steinmetz, subbing in for the injured safety and then making a nice play on the kick return. So now the Spartans come out down by 7. Grass, what does he need to do in order to, get the Spartans to at least tie this game?
I look at yardage chunkage. You got to be able to get yourself some first downs, so you're going to have to be able to utilize the pass game once in a while. Whitefish Bay is doing a good job utilizing the run game on their side, but West Bend West, you got to try to utilize the pass game and the run game once in a while as well.
I agree, as they go to the handoff to Noah Reinhardt, and that goes nowhere for the Spartans, so it's going to be a gain of nothing there. And like you mentioned, it's all about chunk yards. That time goes nowhere. So now it's 2nd and 10. And they're going to sub an extra lineman out. So I'm assuming it's going to go to a pass play here with Garen Brickner subbing in for 79, Paxton Kafira. So 2 wide receivers to the left. That's Collier and Brickner. In the backfield's Reinhardt with Grass. We'll see if Grass goes to the pass. He will. He's got pressure. He's rolling out to his left, and he is sacked.
Ooh,
Colin Grass doesn't throw it away. There's going to be a flag on the play, but currently sacked by Tawson Kolawale making the play.
I think it's going to be possibly a holding. Okay. Never mind.
Are they picking it up? The flag or?
No, I believe Did I get indications on Whitefish Bay?
I'm not sure. I didn't see it.
It's going to be holding, I think, on West Bend West, actually.
Bend.
Because it seemed like he had a lot of time to throw the ball there.
Yes.
You sometimes got to assume, but sometimes, yeah, holding on West Bend West. So
yeah, 3rd and 15 is where West Bend West is going to be. That looks like they declined the penalty. So Spartans need to do something here. And after forcing the Blue Dukes to punt on their drive, the Spartans are in fear of punting away as well. So it's going to be trips right for the Spartans. It's Taylor Reinhardt along with Collier and Brickner. And on the other side, Ryan Rose. Here's the snap to Grass, rolling out to his right. He's got nobody open and almost batted an interception. Nice play there by Jack Lodel, making the play. And a 3-and-out for the Spartans. Good job there once again by this Blue Dukes defense, and they've been doing it in the first half and now here in the second half, Matt.
yeah. Overall, I liked how Whitefish Bay got out of that there. You know, they had a huge sack there, plus the penalty. But the sack was the drive killer for West Bend West. I think in that situation, you kind of had to get rid of that ball. You're running around too much with the ball. Sooner or later, somebody's going to catch up to you, and that's kind of what happened on that play.
Exactly. So now punting it away is going to be Colin Grass for the Spartans, and not a very pretty drive there for West Bend, as that one's going to knuckleball once again. A nice little bounce. Good bounces all the way to that 25-yard line for the Spartans. A great couple bounces there for Colin Grass, and they really needed that one. So the Blue Dukes are going to start their second drive of the second half here at the 25-yard line. But first, we're going to go to a quick commercial break here on Zaleski Sports.
At Ridgestop Exteriors, we're more than your average home improvement company. We're your neighbors, and for over 20 years, we've been trusted and proudly serving right here in your community. Customer service is our #1 goal. Call now for your free estimate.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Hello and welcome back. It was a handoff to Love Jr., or excuse me, that was actually Caden Kelly on the carry. That will go nowhere, and it's going to be a 2nd and 10 for the Spartans. I believe there initially it was Ryan Rose with the tackle. So now the Blue Dukes here in their second drive. They punted it on their first. Spartans, if they want a chance to stay in this one with under 6 minutes left here in this third quarter, they got to get a few stops.
Yeah, personally, for me, a touchdown here is huge for Whitefish Bay. Like I tell everybody every week, I don't call a game over until it's over, but a touchdown here would be huge with the current flow.
Exactly. As another big play there from the Spartans, Colton Marcone, who talked about him before. Once again, he's there to make the tackle. And it's a gain of 1 for the Spartans, or excuse me, for the Blue Dukes. So now 3rd and 9. This is a big play for either team, for each team.
Yeah, 3rd and 9. This is definitely where West Bend West is going to want to get off the field here. I'm bringing pressure to the Whitefish Bay offense here.
Yeah, no sacks for the Spartans. We've seen 2 by the Blue Dukes so far, so the Spartans trying to do the same and at least get in that backfield. I'm looking at Marcone once again. Last week, he forced a fumble on a sack. So 3rd and 9 here for the Blue Dukes. Here's the pass. Marcone almost there, and a big hit by Bishop Stoltz. He's there to make the play. And it's going to be a 3-and-out for the Blue Dukes. They try to go to the running back, Love Jr., on the pass from Walter, but he goes nowhere on a gain of 3, and now out will come the punter for Whitefish Bay.
Yeah, huge stop for West Bend West, and I think now's the time they need to be able to capitalize on offense, because it's been early. It's been going on, 7 points through almost 3 quarters.
Yes.
It's not going to get the job done. You're going to have to get in again. You're getting your stops on defense. You only allowed Whitefish Bay 14.
And Marcone once again almost there to block that punt. He's been close on a couple plays now. Brickner with the return. He's got a good couple blockers trying to find where the holes are. This time He's brought down around the 46-yard line. So the Spartans currently with the ball, down by 7, under 4 minutes left to go here in this third quarter. Matt, on this drive, the Spartans last time they tried to go to the pass. Do you see them going more to the run here?
That's a tough one. I mean, personally, I think they're going to have to go with the pass. You know, it's still not, if they were ahead, I would say run, run, run. But, you know, I think they got to stick with the pass here.
I agree. I think the pass, it's almost been working. You saw it in that first drive. They almost had like a 40-yard bomb to the wide receiver, Garrett Brickner. So we'll see if they decide to do that. He has beat one-on-one coverage before, but Reinhardt, the only running back in the backfield, I'm assuming he's going to get the ball here. He will. Handoff up the middle, and maybe a gain of 1 for the Spartans. Yes, they're going to give him 1 on the carry. On the carry to, or excuse me, the handoff to Noah Reinhardt. So Grass and the Spartans looking to put a drive together and tie this one up. Whitefish Bay up 14-7, a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown. Lone wide receiver Xander Collier for the Spartans. Reinhardt in the backfield once again. It's going to be a rollout pass. He's going to Xander Collier. He's got him. That's a first down grab for the junior wide receiver on the 10-yard out route. And a nice play call there for the Spartans. Colin Grass just rolling out to his left on the play action, and he had a wide open wide receiver, and the 6'2", 185 junior makes the play.
Yeah, beautiful pass that time from the quarterback, able to connect there, and it's a huge first down for West Bend West, and they get themselves into Whitefish Bay territory.
Exactly. I didn't even mention that yet. They are at the 40-yard line. As here's a handoff to Reinhardt up the middle. He's got a good couple blockers, but brought down and pushed back a few yards and a little late after the play, but no flag. Tackled by Kellen Bushalelchi. Busalaki, thank you. I appreciate it. Making the play. So a gain of 2 for the Spartans and the handoff to Reinhardt. Lone wide receiver Xander Collier, who made the grab previously for the first down. It was over top of your screen. Here's a snap and a false start. And it looks like it was on, I want to say, Caden Ustruck.
Yeah, we saw a promising drive from West Bend West. Wait a minute.
Oh, they're going to call offsides on Whitefish Bay. So usually, isn't that a free play, or do they not have that in?
I was just going to go to the spiel about how West Bend West is committing penalties to hurt themselves, but that ends up being on Whitefish Bay. So now my thought changes.
So yeah, now 2nd and 4, and I'm thinking West Bend should go to the pass here. It's only 3, or it's actually 3 yards. So you got a big chance, and they're going to try to go to Xander Collier there on that last play. I'm assuming they're going to try and do it again here. Sure enough, Grass looking for Collier. He's got him deep. Can he find the open man? All over him, and a flag is called. It's going to be pass interference, and sure enough, I was correct. He was all over him. There was 3 guys over there guarding him, but the pass interference will be called on D.D. Brimley.
Yeah, tough one there. That's for sure. I kind of had a feeling that was coming when I saw the grabbing down there, that there was going to be a lot of contact down there. So rightfully so, pass interference was thrown there.
Yeah, Brimley gets called for the flag, so it's not the spot of the ball like the NFL. It's only, I believe, 10, 15 yards.
Yeah, I think it's about 10.
15, yes, 15 yards. So they're going to go 15 yards from the 33-yard line. That'll put them at the 18. And another flag. It looks like the coach was not happy about the call, or a player.
You're right about that.
So, yes, it looks like it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct, whether it's on the coach or the player. Oh, and there's a double flag.
Oh, my goodness.
And that should be an ejection if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, I would think so. There's going to be a disqualification coming up here.
So I'm not sure who they're calling it on. So it should be a big gain no matter what. And I'm not sure if it was a player or a coach. No, I don't see anybody walking off the field.
Was that at Whitefish Bay?
I believe, yes, it was at Whitefish Bay. And it was something the back line judge was not happy about. He threw the initial first flag and then threw a second one.
They haven't moved the ball.
So they're not going to.
They haven't moved the ball. That's it's going to be a sideline warning, I think.
No,
so
yeah.
I don't think they actually.
He threw two though, so that should be at least a penalty. But he threw the initial flag, so that should be, even if it's sideline warning. I mean,
yeah, that's interesting.
Wouldn't you? Because the ref, I feel like you would just say, "Hey, warning."
Well, we're clearly waiting for clarification. Taylor Rippinger, the head coach of West Bend West, is talking to the ref. I think it's just going to be a warning.
I've never seen that, thrown two flags and a warning.
They didn't move the ball, so it must be a warning.
So yeah, nobody is ejected. I'm going to be honest, I've never seen that before. But 1:19 remaining here in the third quarter. Colin Grass from the shotgun, 1st and 10 for the Spartans. A pretty good drive here so far on the pass interference by Whitefish Bay. Here's the snap, handoff to Reinhardt across the middle. And that's a big gain for Noah Reinhardt, the offensive lineman, making a pretty big hole. And a gain of 8 for the senior running back. So now 2nd and 3 for the Spartans, and I'm looking at Xander Collier right here, top of the screen for you at home. And Colin Grass is ready to try to go to him twice. He completed one. Pass interference was called on the second. Here's the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Reinhardt, though, and that time the Blue Dukes are all over that one. It's going to be a loss of 2 for the Spartans and bring up a crucial 3rd and 5.
I want to talk about an interesting fact here. Not interesting fact, but opinion. If this gets to 4th down and they're not in the end zone, I think they got to go for it.
I agree. I think you go back to Reinhardt for one more play, but we're going to go to a quick commercial break with an injury timeout here on the Spartans side. It looks to be, I believe, James Banks.
Hey, Fleet Farm fans, you asked, we listened. You wanted lower prices? You got them. In-store, online. We drop prices everywhere. Lower prices on summer favorites like Liquid Pool Shock, Griller's Gold Barbecue Pellets, and Airhead Towables. Lower prices on big-name pet care like Purina Tidy Cats. Lower prices on Valvoline motor oils. All because you said so. Look for the bright green price drop signs to find new lower prices on everything you need for everyday life. Only at Fleet Farm.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Looking for a place where everyone feels at home? Welcome to Point Brewery, your family-friendly tap room with something for everyone. From a wide variety of local brews to classic Point sodas for the kids, we've got the perfect pour for everyone. Craving a bite? We've got hot, cheesy Portesi pizzas ready when you are. Whether you're hanging out inside or soaking up the sun in our outdoor beer garden, there's space to unwind. Planning a celebration? Reserve our private event room and make it a gathering to remember. Point Brewery, good times, great taste, all on tap.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. The injury timeout was from right guard James Banks. He's being helped off the field currently by Spartans teammates. Hopefully he will be okay. Currently 14-7 with 24 seconds remaining in this third quarter. with the Spartans 3rd and 5 from the 13-yard line.
I wonder what they're going to do here because, they only got a couple seconds left here, about 10. Will they run out the quarter or are they?
Yep, the clock's going to run out, looks like.
Yeah, they're going to run out the quarter.
Yep, we're going to go.
Just stayed a commercial.
Might as well. You just got to see them.
So we're going to flip sides here and head to the 4th and final quarter. Currently 14-7, Whitefish Bay up, but the Spartans looking to tie this one. We're going to head to another commercial break here on Zaleski Sports. We'll be back after this.
Century 21 Benefit Realty, where you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
Hey, Fleet Farm fans, you asked, we listened. You wanted lower prices? You got them. In-store, online. We drop prices everywhere. Lower prices on summer favorites like Liquid Pool Shock, Griller's Gold Barbecue Pellets, and Airhead Towables. Lower prices on big-name pet care like Purina Tidy Cats. Lower prices on Valvoline Motor Oils. All because you said so. Look for the bright green price drop signs to find new lower prices on everything you need for everyday life. Only at Fleet Farm.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Currently 14-7, Whitefish Bay, but the Spartans at the 13-yard line, 3rd and 5, a big and crucial 3rd down for both squads. Spartans looking to tie this one up, and the Whitefish Bay Blue Dukes looking to force a 4th down with the possibility of the Spartans going for it. They're going to go trips right. Garrett Brickner, the lone wide receiver. Otherwise, it's Taylor Reinhart, Ryan Rose, and Xavier Collier. Going across the middle, he's got an open man. It's Collier. Did he pick up the first down? It's going to be close.
Oh, yeah, you're going for it. Yeah, he did.
Yep, he did. It's going to be a first down catch on a rollout pass from Colin Grass to Xavier Collier, his #1 wide receiver tonight. And a big first down for the Spartans. It's now 1st and goal for West Bend West.
Yeah, huge first down there for the Spartans offense. And now they got themselves controlling 1st and goal. In my opinion, it's a 4-down territory. So you got 4 plays to get yourself 6 yards into the end zone.
So it looks like I'm going to think it's going to be a run play here. Colton Marcone doesn't play a lot of offense. He is subbing in on offense here. And I'm thinking it's going to be a direct snap to Noah Reinhart. He did it before he scored the touchdown. So I wouldn't be surprised that they go to that once again. And it is. So Noah Reinhart, the lone man in the backfield. Colton Marcone's actually under center. And a timeout's going to be called.
Probably would say Whitefish Bay on that timeout, but I'm not sure. No, West Bend West timeout.
West Bend West timeout. Colton Marcone was going to take the snap for the Spartans. We've been talking about him a lot tonight. And that time, he was going for the end zone.
Yeah. And now, like I said, though, 1st and goal to get 6 plays. So that's what you kind of got to do with yourself. I don't believe in a field goal in this situation, considering that you haven't. This is basically your only 2nd time down on this side of the field. So it's touchdown or bust here, in my opinion.
Exactly. I agree. 11:15 remaining in this 4th quarter. It just started. But like we've mentioned before, Whitefish Bay has been running the ball pretty good so far. And West Bend West, I mean, they played good defense here in the 2nd half. No touchdowns allowed. But once again, Whitefish Bay just runs and runs and runs and runs out that clock. And eventually it's going to be too late for the Spartans. So we'll see if they go back to that formation they did before. It was Colton Marcone under center. It looks like he's out now, so they're not going to go to that play.
And halftime update from Kewaskum a little bit ago. Beaver Dam up 35-0. That's for our West Bend folks. It's not far from here.
So Reinhardt still in that Wildcat formation. Looks like he'll take the snap, and he's going to fall his 3. Oh, and a fumble. No, Reinhardt's got to jump on it. He's oh my goodness. The last possible thing you wanted as a Spartan fan. A fumble on a high snap, and Whitefish Bay is going to take over at the 20-yard line. Wow, what a change of events.
Here's what I thought was going to happen there. I saw the high snap. I said they're going to fall on it, but they're going to have tons of way to go. But Whitefish Bay's defense able to get in there and take the ball back, and that's huge.
Wow.
Because West Bend West, that was the furthest they've been since, I think, the 1st quarter or 2nd quarter. So now It's going to be interesting to see what happens here now because Whitefish Bay, I'm going to expect a lot of runs out of them.
That's the last thing, like I mentioned, last thing you wanted, but great job by Whitefish Bay getting to the football, and just very unfortunate for the Spartans.
I got a couple score updates here. Really good game in Mukwonago, 13-10. Mukwonago up on Arrowhead in the third quarter.
60-0, by the way.
How much?
60-0.
Elijah's Farming Hamilton is up on their rivals. Sussex Hamilton up on their rivals. Menominee Falls 60-0.
27-12 on Oak Creek.
Racine Case up 27-12 on Oak Creek.
So they're not starting at the 20-yard line. It's going to be, I believe, the 9-yard line. So a long distance for the Blue Dukes to go. And I'm going to be honest, there's no possible way they let 11 minutes go off this fourth quarter.
Oh, no, yeah.
So no matter what, the Spartans are going to get the ball back. No, but if the Blue Dukes do score a touchdown, I believe it is going to be over.
Yeah.
So if you're a Spartans fan, if you're a Spartans player, the last thing you want is to allow a touchdown. Here's a handoff to Love Jr., a big tackle by, I believe, Diego Gonzalez. He got there pretty quickly, making the play, the senior linebacker.
I got a random question for anybody that's watching. If you're a freeway person, let me know. Do you know if the Hale interchange is going to be closed tonight? So I know which way I'm supposed to get home. Just so I can plan accordingly, so I don't get on one highway and then I got to go all the way back to the North Shore and figure out how to get home. So it's a good question. Now, Brett, it's probably just a drive down the street.
It is. Actually, I used to live right down the road. Here's a big pass to the wide receiver. He's got a chance. Almost intercepted by Ryan Rose.
That's twice tonight they've almost had an interception, too.
They tried to go to Reggie Hart, the senior wide receiver. But like you mentioned, yes, almost the second time interception. Ryan Rose just out of his fingertips, but a third and long now for Whitefish Bay. So do not count the Spartans out quite yet.
Yeah, so you're 3rd and 10. I always remind people, third down is not fourth down. It's a big difference. You can convert on third down. So if West Bend West does not let them convert on third down, they got themselves exactly where they needed it. Yeah, they had the fumble snap, but now they can retry themselves again. They give up a first down here to Whitefish Bay, then you got to look at yourselves and say, hey.
Exactly. Here's the snap to Walter. Walter rolling out to his right, looking for the open wide receiver, and what a catch. Oh, it's actually incomplete. Very close call there. And it's hard to see from up by the booth. I thought he got the feet in the catch. It would have been an outstanding catch, but he can't make the play. And the Spartans, when they needed it most, they force a crucial 3 and out, and now they'll get probably one last possession to try and put some points on the board.
Yeah, I mean, what West Bend West needs to do is get that same possession they had last time. And the way it's going to punt, they're going to get the ball probably right around the 50.
Yeah,
the way they're set up, so they got
maybe a little bit shorter. West has tried to get back there a couple times. They almost did Colton Marcone. We talked about it, and that ball, not a great punt. And they're going to be set up at the 37-yard line. Great starting field position for the West Bend West Spartans. And like we mentioned before, this is it. This is pretty much it with the way that Whitefish Bay has been playing with the run game. Yes, they were in their back of the end zone, so they didn't have a lot of breathing room. So we'll see what the Spartans do. If you just missed it, the Spartans were at their own 6-yard line. The snap went over the head of Noah Reinhardt. They tried to run a wildcat keeper to the running back. It was a turnover picked up by the Blue Dukes. And now the Spartans force a 3 and out. Colin Grass in the backfield by himself. It's going to be quads right, one wide receiver to the left, 5 offensive linemen. Grass with the snap, looking for the screen. He's going deep. He wants the wide receiver, and that's going to be almost intercepted once again. And I believe they should have went to Ryan Rose there on the screen.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I don't mind the deep shot once in a while. I like those guys. I like seeing them air it out. But, yeah, I think you go for the shorter pass here. You're not in desperation here. You still got 10:04 left here. It's not like you have 1:04 left.
Exactly. I feel like you should have went to Reinhardt there, kind of feel out this drive a little bit, see. I mean, the run game could work, and eventually you could get into the end zone off of that. So I think you got to go to the run game here.
Yeah, so Jennifer Edgeworth just informed us, yes, it is closed. So, I-43 it is. That's always a fun route. The freeways in Wisconsin in general are just a fun route.
Oh, yeah. I feel like there's always construction going on, no matter where you are in the state of Wisconsin. So 2 wide receivers to the right, Reinhardt in the backfield. Here's the snap to Grass. Grass going to roll out to his right. He's looking for an open wide receiver. Can't find anybody. Decides to find Xavier Collier. Makes a cutback. I didn't even see him there. He was covered by a bunch of Spartans. But they rally and get another first down on a big gain to the junior wide receiver.
Yeah, huge play that time. Able to convert on the first down there, and West Bend West once again in business here. Kind of like you kind of think to yourself, hey, if they would have gotten in last time and gotten the same position, they could be in the driver's seat to go ahead. But, right now it's about tying.
Exactly, and I mentioned it before, Xander Collier making another grab. He's been the number one wide receiver. I think this is like his 5th or 6th catch tonight. Easily over 75 yards receiving yards, I got to say. Probably around there. So we'll see if Grass goes to him at all later. 9:28 left on the clock. 2 wide receivers to the left is Rose and Reinhardt. Here's the snap. Handoff to Reinhardt. Makes a move. Tackled by number 11, Jack Lodel.
West Bend West scores here. I'm thinking whoever gets the ball last is going to win this game, or else somebody's going to have to decide in overtime.
But to be fair, I mean, West Bend West has not allowed a point. I don't even think Whitefish Bay has been over the 50-yard line in the second half.
Yeah, so if West Bend West can get in here, the momentum is going to shift their way. They can stop Whitefish Bay on offense.
Exactly, and you can't have any mistakes, whether it's a flag or another fumble. The last thing you want right now as a Spartan is to have any mishaps. Here's the snap, rolling out to his right. Grass, once again, he's just going to loft it out of bounds. Pass intended for Ryan Rose. It'll be 3rd and 7 now for West Bend West.
Yeah, it's one of those things, when we talk about the records in this situation, it's always important to win your conference games. These both teams are going to want, no matter what game, it's important to win. But if I needed a team to win this game, more importantly, I think it's Whitefish Bay right now playing with that 3-3 record. West Bend West is 5-1. Yes, if they get this win, it's also a huge win as well. And like you said, gets them into playoffs. So,
well, if you think about it, Whitefish Bay's got to win out in order to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
so this is their make or break game. They're fighting for everything.
They could get a little help.
They could,
depending on their conference schedule.
Here's the snap to Grass. Grass is just gonna have to take it here. He's got a chance at a first down. He's got it. Colin Grass, the last ditch effort, rolling out to his left and making the play. That looks like it was about a 10-yard rush there by the quarterback. And it'll be a 1st and goal for the Spartans, but this is exactly where they were on that last drive, and then a fumble happened. So not looking for that this time.
See, one strength that both teams are going to have, and West Bend West, they win one more, they're in. But West Bend West is not benefited by the non-conference schedule. Kenosha Tremper and I forget who the other team was, but I don't think they have the best record. So Whitefish Bay, they played. I'll have to check
Did the Spartans play Sheboygan South at all?
Yes, so
they did.
Both were blowouts.
Both were blowouts. So, yeah, the Spartans currently have a pretty good chance, but they're trying to do it tonight. Colin Grass. Reinhardt in the backfield. The quarterback keeper to Colin Grass. He's got a chance. Trucks a man, but he's tackled. That's Nazir Nash with the tackle, the junior outside linebacker making the play. And I believe it's Noah Reinhardt down in the end zone, and that is not good looks if you're a Spartan fan. Their starting running back of 3 years, Noah Reinhardt, going down in the end zone. Looks like a lower leg injury. We're going to head to a commercial break, and we'll be back after this.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Hi, I'm Josh Sparks, owner of Infinity Exteriors. 9 out of 10 brand new roofs can't pass a simple manufacturer warranty inspection, meaning 9 out of 10 brand new roofs have no warranty. Infinity operates on principles instilled in my Marine Corps service: honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Noah Reinhardt, the starting running back, the injured player for the Spartans, and I'm going to be honest, it doesn't look that great. So the backup running back coming in is going to be Bishop Stoltz, the junior linebacker and running back.
Couple huge score updates here. Arrowhead and Mukwonago tied 13-13 in the third quarter. Let's travel a little bit north. Nina up 7-0 on the Papermakers of Kimberly. 36-7, Muskego up on Kettle Moraine. Racine Case up on Oak Creek 27-12.
So Colin Grass in the backfield is Stoltz. 2 wide receivers to the left. Grass looking for the end zone to tie this one up. Here's the snap. It's going to be a quarterback keeper once again to Colin Grass looking for the end zone, and he's going to be short. And that's going to be a 3rd and 1 for the Spartans. Colin Grass, once again, the junior quarterback trying to get in the end zone for the Spartans. Couldn't do it there.
It's 3rd and goal, my friend. What you got to do, whatever you can do to get this guy in the end zone. So you either got to sneak him in there, you got to pick him up and throw him in there. You got to do something.
I think you got to do exactly what you just said. Sneak it. You got to push him from behind. I think that's your best bet. Put him under center. Colin Grass has got to, put some muscle in there and score the touchdown.
And if he doesn't get in, you try it again.
Exactly. No matter what, this is 4-down territory. It's going to be Bishop Stoltz, the new running back who just got injured due to the injury to Noah Reinhardt. Here's the direct snap to Stoltz, and he is in for the touchdown. And the Spartans are a point away from tying this one up with 7 minutes remaining left in this fourth quarter.
Huge that time to go back to that running game for West Bend West and get themselves in the end zone for the 1 yard line. We're talking about what they wouldn't get it. Taylor Ripplinger is going to listen to the game after and be like, what do you mean we weren't going to get it?
Yes, Taylor Ripplinger making the correct call there, and back-to-back touchdowns for the Spartans are scored on the Wildcat as they await the extra point here to tie this one up. A very crucial extra point here awaiting for Cullen Rell. They're going to go for 2.
We better get this zoomed in.
Wow.
This is smart.
They're going to go for 2 here. 1 wide receiver to the right. Stoltz in the backfield with Grass. Motion man is Brickner. Looking to the right. He's got him wide open in the end zone, and he drops it. He had the wide open wide receiver. That was Taylor Reinhardt on the speed out. And they couldn't complete the pass in West Bend, down by 1 with 7 minutes remaining. But that's a lot of time, and with the way that the West Bend West Spartans have been playing here in this second half defensively, this is still a ball game for either squad.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Whitefish Bay comes away with that win. If they do, they're going to be looking at that play right there on the 2-point conversion saying that was the difference maker.
And that was the difference maker right there. That's a play call that a lot of people, it's a 50% play call, to be honest. You either go 50% one way, you got to kick it no matter what, or 50% the other way where it's like, yeah, the possibility of scoring here and taking the lead really kind of lurks on your shoulder there. So they decide to go for the 2 points. They don't get it on the incomplete pass to Taylor Reinhardt on the pass from Colin Grass. And now the Spartans will kick it away down by 1, 13-14. Blue Dukes still up with 7:01 remaining in the fourth quarter.
I honestly don't blame them for going 2. I love the aggressiveness. And, it's going to work out. It might not, but, it's still early enough where you could possibly get the ball back.
And I agree. I think that was the correct call there as the kick is away, collected by number 17, trying to get around the outside. That's George Frater. As we will head to another Blue Dukes possession. And if you're the Spartans here, you got to force a 3 and out, because anything more than another first down, it just runs the clock, and eventually this one will end.
Yeah, I agree with you there. You got to.
They do have 2 timeouts, so anything is possible for either squad, but the Blue Dukes up by 1 as the quarterback, Chase Walter, will look to lead his team to victory. 1 wide receiver on each side. Walter in the shotgun. Here's the snap. Colton Marcone's there. He decides to go to screen pass. It's dropped. And it's going to be an incomplete pass. Colton Marcone was right there on Walter's tail. Can't make the play. It'll be a 2nd and 10, and that's a big play.
Yeah, because
a dropped screen pass that stops the clock.
Yeah, the screen play, he gets that pass complete. He probably might got a first down there. So, Whitefish Bay, my goal right now is getting a first down, because West Bend West, even though they're still losing, they're carrying the momentum right now.
Exactly, and I feel like it's been all West Bend West here in the second half.
Yes, because Whitefish Bay has yet to score in this half.
Here's the snap, handoff to Love Jr., breaking one tackle and tackled around the 38-yard line, a big gain of 8. And it'll now be 3rd and 2 with 6:42 remaining. And this is a big down for the Spartans. If you get a stop here, you force a punt, basically. And if you don't, then that's a first down and more clock runs.
If I'm West Bend West, I'm bringing everybody here.
Exactly.
You want to get off the field here. You cannot allow Whitefish Bay to get a first down here. If you're Whitefish Bay, you want that first down because you continue to run the clock and you got yourself a set of downs.
So the question is what running back are they going to go to? Caden Kelly or are they going to go to Love Jr.? Here's the snap, and a big play is made. Exactly what you wanted. The play was made by UW Eau Claire commit Sean McElroy.
Yeah.
And a big 3rd down stop to force it to 4th and 5, and the punt unit will be coming out for Whitefish Bay.
Whitefish Bay, this final minutes is going to be in the hand of their defense to see if they can go home with a 1-point victory. Or West Bend West. I mean, all they got to do is get a field goal here now.
They do, and they have I'm going to be honest, they have a pretty good kicker. Cullen Morello's been the kicker for the last 3 years for the Spartans. As the boot is away, fair catch is called, and he's hit.
Wait a minute.
He was hit. He was hit. A fair catch was called, and he was hit.
Hang on. Let's see what they ruled here.
There's no way. I personally don't think he was blocked into him. They should call fair catch interference. That's what I think it should be. And they're gonna give it to the Spartans. And I feel like that's the correct call.
Yeah,
I feel like that's the correct call. I feel like he called for the fair catch and he was hit right away, and that would cause the ball to jar out. And a flag was actually thrown.
I think what helped that call be made was the fan next to us.
Yes, I agree. You could hear it. You could. Honestly, like you could hear him pretty significantly. So
the refs are like, we got an angry guy in the crowd. We better call it.
Yeah, we don't.
No, I'm kidding. Oh yeah. Elijah watched it back. While we wait. The refs are talking. By the way,
refs are going to talk about it. We're going to watch.
We
it
don't
here
have replay this week, so we can't. Oh yeah.
I was going to say I was watching your guys' broadcast. Is that the correct call? Yep.
Although, to be honest though, from the angle he went like. Don't you got to go over your head to do it? He went look like he went like this underneath.
That's true. It was a very close. I don't know, but by the time he got that, it was a very last-second decision. I'm going to be honest, by the punt returner. But by the time he got his hand up, the ball was in his hands, and then he just got hit. Very close, almost simultaneously.
Whitefish Bay could have an argument there for a moment because it looked like for that moment he looked like he was bending his hand down instead of going over his head, and that could be an invalid fair catch signal.
He didn't fall.
That's true.
So the Spartans are going to take over here at the 45-yard line due to the penalty. Colin Grass looking to lead his team to one last drive with 5:31 remaining. Noah Reinhardt not out there. It's going to be the new running back, Bishop Stoltz, with the one wide receiver to the left. Here's the snap. Handoff to Stoltz. Stoltz across the middle. It's going to be a gain about 1. And he actually breaks out of it. Stoltz, Bishop Stoltz taking bounds. What a play by the backup running back, Bishop Stoltz, not quitting when you thought he was down. And he toe taps around the sideline, and it's a gain of 8 when it was supposed to be a gain about 3 inches.
Yeah, you had a lot of people around us that thought he was wrapped up, and they're going to say, all right, move on to the next play. And then before you know it, he gets up and he's running. So it's going to be 2nd down and about 3. So West Bend West, go chunk by chunk here, get a first down.
Run the clock a little bit as well. I mean, you got out of bounds. The clock will stop, but still, the run plays are helping. And the way your defense has been playing, you want Whitefish Bay to have this ball when you're up.
Yes.
Here's the snap. Handoff to a different running back. That's number 21. That's Colton Steinmetz with the carry. And there's going to be an unnecessary roughness called on a late hit.
Here's the thing for West Bend West, though. We saw them in the red zone 2 possessions ago. Fumble it. You got to play mistake-free football here. You're playing with the game on the line here.
But it should be where he was tackled. So I'm not sure where the ball is going to be placed, but they're going to talk it over here. It was a late hit called on Gabriel Guerra.
Troy's getting double-teamed, and then Caven's getting washed down. And then Grano in that one didn't really scrape.
So we'll see what the call is here. Yep, it's going to be unnecessary roughness on the offensive lineman for the Spartans. So that's going to push them way back. And that's crucial. So now a 3rd and 9 for the Spartans.
Yes.
With 5 minutes left to go, I mean, I think anything at this point, is it going to be a first down, actually? Because he got it on the carry. So
so it's going to be about first and
10. It'll be first and 10.
So
I feel like at the end of the day, it's you don't really lose much. So
never doubt the scoreboard.
Exactly. So 13-14 still. 5 minutes left to go here in this one. Stoltz in the backfield. He gets the carry, and he's falling his lineman perfectly. Stoltz has a good chance, and he's finally tackled by the cornerback, but great blocking there by the Spartans. And the person who had the unnecessary roughness, Gabe Guerra, led the way. He led that freight train right down the middle.
Yeah, beautiful run that time, and now it seems like Whitefish Bay's defense on the run seems like he's not there where it was earlier. So,
and I think Cullen Rell can kick around. If the ball were to be placed at the 25-yard line here, I think he can make that kick. I'm going to be honest. Around the 30 to 25-yard line. He's got a pretty good leg. Yes, he's got. Here's the snap. Handoff to Stoltz once again. Stoltz goes nowhere. It's going to be 2nd and 10.
See, in this situation, I'm just playing ahead. If West Bend West were to kick with time left on the clock, you've had a pretty good defense in the second half that you can probably trust them not to wait all the way till 5 seconds left to kick the field goal.
Exactly. And, yeah, like you mentioned, the defense has been playing great, and Whitefish Bay has really not gone anywhere. I mean, they had a few big plays, but nothing too crucial against the Spartans defense. So, same formation here for the Spartans grass in this shotgun. Here's the snap. He's going to roll to his left. He's looking for the wide open wide receiver, Alexander Collier. And sure enough, he's got him, the number 1 wide receiver tonight. Does the same route he's been running. It's that 10-yard out route. And another first down for the Spartans, and that's a big first down. Stops the clock, 3:50 remaining, and they will start 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line.
Yeah, huge first down for the Spartans offense. And, they moved themselves now kind of in a dangerous territory for the Whitefish Bay defense. And like I mentioned before, you don't have to sit there and worry about the clock running out because your defense has been helping you out pretty good.
Exactly. So now with 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line, if you're the Spartans here, are you running it or are you going back to that pass?
I think I'm going to go to the pass.
All right.
I mean, you still need to get a couple more yards. I don't think he should be kicking from here.
I agree. Handoff to Stoltz. Stoltz across the middle, holding onto that ball tightly, and a gain of 3 for the Spartans.
But what I'm doing if I'm the Spartans now, you got time to play with here. So take that play clock all the way down until maybe 2.
And you can see.
I don't have the play clock, so I don't know.
I know you can't see on the sideline, but Noah Reinhardt is currently trying to get back into this football game, and it looks like it's just a lower right leg injury for the starting running back of the Spartans. We'll see if he ends up entering back in this game. But another thing I'm noticing is that Cullen Rell doesn't have a field goal kicking unit. He doesn't have anything to warm up with. So this is just going to be coming out and kicking a field goal if they go to that.
Like backyard practice.
Exactly. Here's a snap, rolling outside. He's going to try to go to Collier once again. Nice defense there by the corner. Mace Miskell making the play. And it's going to be 3rd and 7. But this is nothing new to the Spartans. They picked up tons of 3rd and longs. So we'll see if they can again with 2:42 remaining.
There's a couple players on this Whitefish Bay team I recognize from baseball or basketball. We've done both once. That I kind of remember their names from last year. I think it probably would have been the baseball team.
Yeah, a lot of.
That's a nice field over there at Cahill Square Park over there on Fairmont Avenue in Whitefish Bay, where we were last year.
I've heard a lot of good things, yes, for sure, about Whitefish Bay's baseball, just facility in general. So 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 running back in the backfield. Bishop Stoltz. Here's the snap. Grass looking to his right, decides to go to his left. He's got the one-on-one coverage, and that is caught for the touchdown! Ryan Rose with the playmaker! What a throw, and especially what a catch by the junior wide receiver, Ryan Rose.
So now 19-14, you're going for 2 here.
You got to go for 2 here. What a play. And the last thing you wanted for Whitefish Bay happened. Ryan Rose with the insane grab on the left side of the end zone. And it's now 19-14 awaiting the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, you got to. Whitefish Bay's offense hasn't been overly impressive to start the second half. I should say throughout the second half, but you can't make no mistakes. You can't sit there and lay off of them. You got to get this 2-point conversion. It's more important than anything.
And to be fair, the big pass was coming. You saw it.
Yep.
Incomplete passes. It finally happened. Ryan Rose from Colin Grass. Here's the 2-point conversion now. Grass rolling to his right. Throwing across the middle. He's got him. It's Xander Collier. There is a flag, though, a late flag. I'm going to emphasize that. It was a late flag. Very close call. We'll see. And not very late, but very, just kind of at the same time. It was caught to Xander Collier. It should count as a 2-point conversion, but we'll wait. And it's going to be a penalty on the Spartans.
Oh, boy.
And that's going to push them back. That 2-point conversion is going to start now from the 11-yard line.
Yeah, that one hurts.
That one does hurt. I mean, you still have the lead.
Yeah, you still got the lead. And you just got to tell your defensive players, keep up what you've been doing pretty much the whole entire game, but especially in the second half. You only gave up 14 points in the first half, but after that, you've been silent.
Exactly. So it's actually from the 13-yard line. That's where the Spartans are going to take over here for their 2-point conversion. If you just missed it, a bomb, I want to say around 35 yards to Ryan Rose in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. The Spartans take the lead 19-14 as we await the 2-point conversion. It's going to be the same formation. Trips right, one to the left, one running back in the backfield, Stoltz. Grass in the shotgun. Here's the snap. Rolling out to his right. Trying to go across the middle. Is just going to throw a prayer. And this could be returned back for 2 or not. And they're going to blow it dead on the interception by Jack Lodel. But there's going to be an injury timeout here on a Whitefish Bay player. It's Colin Smith down on the field for the Blue Dukes. So we're going to head to a commercial break. 2:35 remaining left in this one. 19-14, West Bend West.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. If you just missed it, it's currently 19-14, West Bend West, their first lead of the night on a 30-yard touchdown pass to Ryan Rose. And a great grab there helps them take the lead. Now, on the other side, Whitefish Bay hasn't put in any points into that end zone here in the second half. So we'll see if West Bend West can do what they do best, and that's hold the offense. The kick is away. It's going to be taken by George Freider, and he'll be tackled around the 30-yard line, and that's where Whitefish Bay will start, presumably, I'm going to assume, their final possession of the night.
Yes, absolutely a huge drive for Whitefish Bay here, and this is a touchdown or nothing. This is not, you can't get a field goal here, so it's a touchdown or nothing, and Whitefish Bay, who's had the lead for,
They do have all 3 timeouts.
yeah, for everything besides the final 2:27 in this game. You go home falling on this one, it's going to hurt because he had the lead for the whole game. But let's see what they can do here on offense before we call anything about game.
Exactly. I'm going to look at 2 guys here, Colton Marcone and Sean McElroy. Those are the 2 big guys making the plays out there. Here's the snap to Walter across the middle. He's got the wide open wide receiver. That's caught by Reggie Hart.
Huge.
And they're going to call a horse collar, face mask call on Sean McElroy.
That's going to move you several more yards.
So a big first down catch by Reggie Hart on the pass from Chase Walter. And then on top of that, it's going to be a horse collar tackle by Sean McElroy. At least we think so, because they're going to talk it over once again.
Yeah, if they get a horse collar here on top of that play, Whitefish Bay has already got themselves going here with 2:19 left. That puts them in West Bend territory already.
Yep, that's going to be a face mask call.
Oh, boy.
2:19 remaining, 19-14. Oh, we were talking about it during the commercial break. This is going to be a nail-biter, guys.
Yes, and you asked me overtime's out of the question now. It's either Whitefish Bay walks us off or West Bend West is going home with a heck of a defensive effort in the second half.
Yes, they need a big defensive stand here in their own territory now with 2:19 remaining. The Blue Dukes on the other side, I feel like you got a couple runs still left in your back pocket. I feel like if you run the clock down just a little bit more, then you can try and get to that end zone. Here's the snap, though, to Walter. Looking to the wide receiver across the middle. It's dropped.
Huge broken up there.
He had Reggie Hart there on the comeback route. Kind of the similar play on the other side of the field to the senior wide receiver, but that one falls incomplete. It'll be a 2nd and 10 now for the Blue Dukes.
Better pass there. Not broken up. That gets you to the 35-yard line, and the clock stops for the first down. That's huge. So
exactly. Now, if you're the Spartans here, Colton Marcone's got to get a sack, or at least somebody's got to get a sack for the Spartan squad. They haven't had one yet. They've had a lot of pressures. They've been there, but just no sacks yet. And it kind of reminds me of the Green Bay Packers against the Cowboys. I'm going to be honest. They didn't have a lot of sacks, but they had a lot of pressures.
Except
Here's the snap. Going to Walter. And that's almost intercepted. That would have ended it. And that was Ryan Rose, who had the game-leading touchdown for the drive by the Spartans. So now 3rd and 10 on the overthrow pass by Chase Walter.
Here's one thing that's different. You were talking about the Packer game last week. The thing that's different is there's actually defense in this game.
There is. And you're exactly right. It was 40-40. They tied that one over against the Packers and Cowboys. But yeah, it's been all defense here tonight. 19-14. The last touchdown coming from a 30-yard touchdown pass from Colin Grass to Ryan Rose. You can hear the stands getting loud. 3rd and 10 now for the Blue Dukes. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Walter's in the shotgun. Here's the snap. And it's almost intercepted by the defensive lineman.
2 plays in a row.
That was Caden Ostruck making the play. He makes the tip. It's now 4th and 10. And I'm going to be honest.
Oh, flag.
A late flag.
What's this going to be on? This is on West Bend West. This is a first down.
You can't have this if you're West Bend West. You can't have this if you're Whitefish Bay. A big call here as we await it. Oh my goodness. It's unsportsmanlike conduct on Whitefish Bay, and this is not the first time we've seen it today, fellas. This is the 3rd unsportsmanlike call of the night.
So now for Whitefish Bay, it's just a Hail Mary at this point.
It's 4th and 20 for Whitefish Bay, and this is their last-ditch effort. 2:01 remaining. You see the players on the field. Colton Marcone trying to get the crowd loud. You see the sideline, and here we go.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
If you are a Spartans fan, if you win this game, they clinch the playoffs for the first time in 6 years.
And it's their first win against Whitefish Bay if they hold on in North Shore Conference history. So it might be in program history as well. Everybody on their feet here. Let's see what happens.
2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Here's the snap to Walter. Walter looking deep, steps up in the pocket. Colton Marcone's there, and he's got the sack. Colton Marcone makes the play, and the Spartans turn it over on downs. Wow, what a play by Colton Marcone, and I mentioned it before. Somebody needed to step up, and the junior defensive lineman makes the play, and the Spartans will start their drive at the 46-yard line.
So here's an interesting one. Whitefish Bay had 3 timeouts left.
They do. It's not completely over.
Well, no, but just the situation is, it was 4th and how much? You probably could have punted there.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that in that situation.
Oh, man.
But exactly, but a great play made once again by Colton Marcone. Wow.
Got to get 3 stops here.
Still not quite over yet, but, there's going to be a timeout call after every play here.
Here's the handoff to Stoltz, right up the middle. And if you're the Spartans, you're just running this clock.
For the Spartans, they just need 1 first down. It's done.
Exactly. Timeout called by Whitefish Bay. We're going to head to commercial break here on Zaleski Sports, 19-14. West Bend West currently leading this one, trying to clinch a playoff berth. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. 19-14. If you just missed it, it was 4th and 20. Colton Marcone, the defensive lineman in the West Bend West Spartans, makes probably the biggest play of his career, making a big sack to force a turnover on downs in West Bend West, trying to run this clock out and make clinch a playoff berth for the first time in, I want to say, 6 years.
Yeah, That's quite an accomplishment for a program. A lot of other programs, if you said that to them, they'd be like, oh, what's the big deal about making the playoffs? For a team that hasn't made the playoffs in many years, it's a huge accomplishment for the school and everybody in town. So,
yes, for sure. Grass in the shotgun. Stoltz in the backfield. No more Noah Reinhardt due to the injury. Here's the snap. They're going to hand it off back to Stoltz. Cross the middle, trying to break a tackle. He can't.
Oh.
And another timeout will be called by Whitefish Bay.
This is interesting. One timeout left for the Blue Dukes. They get to stop here. They can use another timeout. It's not quite over. But keep in mind, they get back on offense. They cannot stop the play unless it's a first down.
It's interesting. Do you run it here?
I say you got to run it here. You got to waste much clock. You got to force a timeout. I feel like you can't let the Blue Dukes have any timeouts, especially if you're going to punt this ball away. You're going to have the Blue Dukes at least the 20-yard line, if not even further than that.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough task to come back because if you think about it, they stop them here. You got about a minute 38 left. You got a timeout. You're asking your defense about a minute 32. I haven't been in math in a couple years, but you're asking your offense in about a minute and a half to get all the way down the field and try to win the game.
Now I have a question for you. If the Spartans were to rush it to about 6 yards, if they were going to get 6 yards, it was 4th and 1. Do you go for it?
You know, honestly,
I feel like you do.
Yeah,
even 4th and 2, I feel like you go for it.
Yeah.
You got to. I feel like with the way your defense has been playing, especially that last drive with Colton Marcone making that big sack, I feel like you got to go to a 4th and 2 run here.
Yes, now that you say that, I think that's probably a good idea if you get a good chunk of yards here just to push it and go for it because
now, wouldn't it be sneaky of the Spartans to go to a pass here? But
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't either, exactly. One timeout remaining for Whitefish Bay. 3rd and 7, Grass in the shotgun. Stoltz in the backfield with him. Here's the snap. It's going to be a quarterback keeper to Colin Grass. He's got it. There's the first down. Colin Grass. Bring it. 30, 20, 10. And he is tackled around the 5-yard line. That's a first down for the Spartans. And you can hear the crowd cheering. The Spartans are on their way to their first playoff clinch in 6 years.
Yeah, huge. Nice design there from the West Bend offense. Able to make that run, and now it just kneel it out.
Exactly, and may I add on top of that, this would be the first win. We mentioned it earlier in the season. This would be the first win against Whitefish Bay in the North Conference ever, North Shore Conference.
You know, I might have to look back at because they've been in the North Shore since about 2017. I have to look back. It might be their first win ever against Whitefish Bay.
Really? Yeah, we'll have to fact check that one.
ChatGPT it. He's not always right, but I guess maybe he will be right on that. And I doubt West Bend West is going to run up the score more, so they're just going to kneel it out and they're going to call ball game.
Yep, Colin Grass about to take a knee, and I wouldn't be surprised if the student section rushes the field.
Oh.
Rightfully so.
Hey, Nate, by the way, Nasonville Dairy postgame show. Brett's going to be on the field talking with West Bend West head coach. Who's your highlight house player of the game going to be?
It's got to be Colton Marcone.
There you go.
The final sack, he made it. And I might even add Sean McElroy in there as well. We'll see what happens. But I think I'm going to go with Colton Marcone here.
Where are you next week?
Where am I next week? I'm at Oshkosh North. I forgot who they're playing, but I will be at Oshkosh North next week, Friday.
Zaleski Sports Milwaukee crew, we're not going far. We're staying in the North Shore. We're going to Homestead High School. They take on the Slinger Owls. Last year, that game was decided on a 2-point conversion. So
it looks like there's an injury timeout. We're going to go to another commercial break here on Zaleski Sports. 19-14, the Spartans on their way to number 6 win of the season. We'll be back after this.
We're back with better halves. Jane is looking for a better health plan. Jane?
I need someone who'll make time for me. So, how would you two get to know me?
You want time? I'll keep you on hold all night long.
He sounds gross.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I won't treat you like a number. I've got award-winning service and coverage made just for you.
Now that's better. Next up, networks.
We're back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Currently, 1st and goal here for the Spartans, but 42 seconds remaining. They're just going to kneel it away. 19-14 will be the final of this one. And the Spartans, you can see the student section. I know you can't see it on the camera, but they are starting to crowd that middle of the field. They're going to rush the field here for the Spartans' playoff berth.
Hey, get a shot of that.
Oh, boy.
The student section has been waiting for over 5 years.
I love this AAD, though. At least she's letting them do it. A lot of schools will be like, no, you're not going out there.
This is a big moment, and here it is. West Bend West wins it 19-14 as they move to 6-1 overall. 4-1 in conference, and then over on Whitefish Bay, 3-4 overall to 2-3 overall. And West Bend West will face West Bend East in homecoming next week. Once again, I'm Brett McNamara. Alongside me was the famous, you want to say your name? Matt Peck. Matt Peck and Elijah, of course. Thank you guys so much for letting me be on here this week. As we will go down to the field, stay tuned for the postgame show with me and head coach, Coach Ruffling here, and Colton Marcone. We'll be back after this.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fure, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflatiri, Caffla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fure, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflatiri, Caffla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Oh yeah, big win. I used to go here. Yeah, I used to play for East. So. All right, so I'm going to interview, and then I'm going to ask you to come out of the shot, and then I'm going to ask Colton like 2 questions, and then basically at the end, you're going to The camera's all the way up there. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the post-game show. Alongside me is Coach Rupplinger and Colton Marcone. Guys, you had a great game today. You beat Whitefish Bay 19-14, and you clinch a playoff berth. How does it feel, Coach?
Just really proud of the kids. It's been a long time coming. They've worked their tails off. We take it 1 week at a time. That's kind of been our mission, and guys like Colton or Santa right here are the ones that have changed this program.
Exactly, and you said it correctly. Colton made a great play at a sack at the very end, especially. He made a lot of great plays. Coach, you know, I was talking about it with you before, coming in, changing the script, flipping it. How do you do that? Like, how do you come into a team that hasn't won a lot of games? What do you change? Like, what are you saying to your players?
Start from the ground up, and it's all the off-the-field stuff. We had to hit the weight room. We had to hit culture. We had to hit believing in ourselves. And it's you invest in these kids. You show them you care, and they will show up for you out on that football field.
Exactly. You said correctly, Coach. Well, I appreciate it. Congrats. Colton, what a great game you had, dude. You had tons of tackles. You were all over the field, especially it started from that screen pass. You didn't give up on that play. Going into this one, you know you got to clinch a playoff berth, and especially at halftime, you guys are down. What are you thinking about at halftime?
I mean, I wanted at halftime. You know, it's just always a 0-0 ball game. You know, I came out of half, and I just said, we got to come in, we got to shut them down like we do every single week. You know, we're going to bend, we're not going to break, and we're going to get the win.
You said it correctly. You don't bend, you didn't break. You guys were down 14-7. That final sack that you had, during that play, it's a big play. It's fourth down. What's going through your mind?
I was just kind of watching screen pass. They've been running all night, but they put 58 on me. I kind of found that disrespectful. I saw him overset, saw the QB step up, so I jumped right back under, and I just grabbed the quarterback, grabbed on whatever I could hold on to.
Exactly, Colton. I got one last question for you. If you were to label this team with one name, like what's the name you got for them?
I just think it's special. You know, I mean, coming from 2 years ago when we went 0-9 to now 6-1 on the season, I mean, it's a special group of kids. I mean, I don't think there's a singular team in the North Shore, even alone in the state, that can hang with us for 48 minutes.
Hey, you said it, man. All right, I'm going to hand you the microphone. You know
Hey, I'm Colton Marcone, and I'm in the house.
Thanks,
Let's go, baby. That's what we do right there.
Bro.
That's what we fucking do.
I know.
I told you we were going to shut that shit down.
I told you, bro. I was going to interview you.
Oh, my God. We came out of halves. That was terrible.